presentation.
It has been the year of the upset in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Teams that finished below 500, teams not given a chance, but teams who have pulled together and received great goaltending have moved on in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. And last night, the New York Rangers capped their second upset by beating Washington to win the Patrick Division. Will the year of the upsets continue tonight as the Calgary Flames try to eliminate the Edmonton Oilers? Live from the Olympic Saddledome, it's Game 6 in the Battle of Alberta on the Stanley Cup tradition of Hockey Night in Canada.
Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. Brought to you by Molson, working together for 200 years. Molson salutes you, Canada. Esso, with over 3,000 locations across Canada to serve you better. Canadian National. And by Ford of Canada, where quality is more than a commitment. Quality is job one.
Home ice has not been a big advantage in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. To date, the home teams are just 2 games over 500 against their visitors. Home ice didn't mean much in Game 5 of the Smythe Final. The veterans John Kennelly, Doug Risebrough, and Lanny McDonald teamed up for the winner as the Flames beat the Oilers 4-1 in Edmonton. So Lanny McDonald has made his mark on the Battle of Alberta and has brought the Flames to within 1 victory of winning the Smythe Final. You're looking live inside the Olympic Saddledome where the Sea of Red is on hand, hoping to be sitting in on an historic night for the Calgary Flames. Good evening, everyone. We're standing high near the top of the Olympic Saddledome, an appropriate place to be because if the Flames win tonight, they might just blow the roof right off the building. Howie Meeker, neither team has won 2 in a row in this series. The Flames would like to win it tonight, while the Oilers must win 2 in a row to avoid elimination. Your thoughts on Game 6?
Well, I'll tell you something, hockey fans. Tonight, the Edmonton Oilers have to play right off the start behind the blue line at least 100% better. They have to keep the scoring chances down to a minimum, and that's really not their long suit. Also, their sleeping giants of Messier, Curry, and Coffey have to wake up, have to get started, have to come alive, have to do something. The Flames, for the most part, have dominated physically. To be successful tonight, they have to attack the puck carrier, finish the check, and stay with the man and get equal or better goaltending. You know, folks, twice before the Flames have let the Oilers off the hook. If they do it again tonight, winning that 7th game in Edmonton is going to be really tough.
Howie, it's going to be hard to lose here tonight with this crowd, but some people say maybe it'll make them nervous. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, I don't think so. I think the Flames are mentally prepared enough to lock the crowd right out of their minds and get out there and do the job at hand. If they want to win, play it tough.
Howie, we spoke to some of the Oilers, and it seemed like they were awfully loose as they get ready for the game tonight. The home ice fans here are hoping to give a big advantage to the Calgary Flames. The tradition continues on Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Canada is an amazing country. It's no wonder so many people like me come from other countries to live and work here. But it can be very different. It's good to know that United Way agency help us to adjust but still keep our roots and heritage. United Way is people helping us all to succeed. Thanks to you, it works for all of us.
Expo 86 is looking at transportation for the future. And we at Crown Life are also looking to the future. Your future, and the future of your children. At Crown Life, we are responding to your needs with innovative ideas and the commitment to see them realized. Crown Life, proud sponsor of Expo 86.
Game 6 6 of the Norris Division Final is underway in Toronto. The St. Louis Blues got off to a great start in the first minute. A power play goal by Doug Gilmour gave the Blues a 1-0 lead, but 13 minutes later, it is Steve Thomas setting up Tom Fergus. He has a wide open net, and the score was tied at 1. But in the final minutes of the first period, it's another St. Louis goal, and it's another goal for Doug Gilmour as he's set up in front by Bernie Federko. 2-1 St. Louis after 1. In the second period, though, Steve Thomas, who assisted on the first goal, scores off left wing, and it's tied 2-2 in the second period.
On Saturday night, a wild welcome home at Calgary International Airport for the Flames, following their 4-1 victory and a 3-2 lead in the series. Close to 5,000 were on hand at the airport. Sunday, the lineup outside the Olympic Saddle Dome to purchase the 200 or so tickets that were made available. And we understand that scalpers were asking and getting as much as $500 per ticket. No question, Game 6 of this Spice Division Final, the hottest ticket in town. A standing ovation accorded the Calgary Flames as they skate out onto the ice to do battle with the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers, a game that could see the Flames advance to the Campbell Conference Final against either St. Louis or Toronto. Gary Dornhofer, a frenzied crowd here inside the Saddle Dome. Might that be a help or a hindrance in the game's early moments?
Well, Don, one thing Bob Johnson mentioned, he said that the players can get so caught up in all the hype and all the emotion. That emotion has to be controlled, because when you're at home, you tend to gamble. And I don't think Bob Johnson wants his club going out there and taking chances. He wants a disciplined effort in all three zones, and that's something that the players have to be very aware of.
Bob McCammon, the Edmonton assistant coach, told me when the team arrived at the Saddle Dome that the Oilers were scared. He said, anytime we have been scared in the past, we have played well.
It's been a long time since the Oilers have been in that position, Don. You know, the toughest game to win is always that fourth one. When the club, with their backs against the wall, they're going to throw everything at you. And the Edmonton Oilers, they're going to come up probably their finest effort tonight. At least each and every individual has to make sure that it's their best effort, because as the old cliche said, Don, there's no tomorrow.
Well, all the cliches have been dusted off for this one. The Oilers have their backs against the wall. There's no tomorrow. The Stanley Cup champions are on the ropes. It's the moment of truth. But for Calgary fans, this is the moment they have savored for some time. An opportunity to see their beloved Flames crowned as Spice Division champions and dispose of the defending Stanley Cup champion Edmonton Oilers. For the Oilers, this game, and if there should be another on Wednesday, will answer many questions as to the character and commitment to excellence of the Edmonton hockey team. It should be quite a night here in the Saddle Dome. It will be a noisy, raucous evening. This crowd will keep the tempo up, and if the Flames should get that opening goal, rest assured it will become even noisier. Now our national anthem with Susan Smith.
True
Don Koharski, one of the youngest officials in the NHL, will referee tonight's game with Swede Knox and Gord Brosiker as the linesmen. Grant Fuhr, the winner of 31 of the 44 postseason games he has played in, starts in goal once again for the Edmonton Oilers. And Mike Vernon, who just over a year ago wondered if he had a future in the National Hockey League, is in goal for the Calgary Flames.
Again, I think, Don, it's going to be a goaltending duel. A big responsibility falls on the shoulders of defensemen and forwards to keep those shots from the outside. We've often wondered whether the Edmonton Oilers can win a 1-0 or 2-1 game. The players talked about that and feel that's the type of game they'll have to play.
One important scratch tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. Lee Fogelin, who was involved in that crunching body check with Gary Suter in Game 5, is out of the lineup. He is not playing. And right now, we say hello to the rest of our viewers along the Hockey Night in Canada network who have been enjoying the action from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto between the Maple Leafs and the St. Louis Blues. We're just underway here at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. Game number 6. And Glenn Sather's club definitely up against it.
They certainly are, Don. And Glenn Sather is mentioning there's no magic formula. We just have to work harder than they do and really create scoring chances and then capitalize when they're there.
Charlie Huddy flips it across to Paul Coffey. Coffey, one of the people that Howie Meeker referred to, saying has to get going for the Edmonton Oilers. Another is Glenn Anderson. Wayne Gretzky, who has figured in 8 of the last 10 Edmonton goals, is out there with Krusuniski and Anderson as Sather makes some lineup changes. Lanny McDonald over on the wing to Tonelli. In across the line, right now with a shot, it just goes wide. McDonald tried to get it back to the net, does, gets the pass back, fires it wide. At the point, Jamie McCowan keeping it in. The puck goes loose back of the net. McDonald is in there. This veteran line for the Flames has been effective. Tonelli at the side of the net. Tried to slide it out into the slot for McDonald. Broken up by the Oilers, and Glenn Anderson brings it back. He mishandled it at the line. And as he shoots it in, it's whistled down on the offside call.
Well, what an effective play that has been for the Calgary Flames with McCowan and company standing up at that blue line, continually thwarting any opportunity for the Oilers to gain that blue line. Well, I guess if the responsibility falls on an individual, the most valuable player in the National Hockey League would follow on Wayne Gretzky. He has to make it happen as he has done so many times in his career.
Face off to the right of Grant Fuhr. Mark Messier and Joel Otto in the face-off circle. Jim Pudlitsky is going to reposition himself in front of the net. So is Joey Mullen.
It's going to put a matchup. Otto and Messier. Messier has not scored a goal against the Calgary Flames in this playoff series. And Otto has matched him strength for strength, hit for hit.
John Muckler, the Oiler co-coach, looking on from the face-off. Randy Gregg takes it back of his net. Up to Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen out into the center ice area. Messier had broken a stick. Tikkanen with a long shot kicked out by Vernon. Back of the net, out into the slot. Nobody in position. And it's played to the line. Not out, kept in by Messier. Messier working to the corner, being harassed there by Otto. Gets up in front. Tried to jam it in the short side. It was deflected high. This is a new line as well for the Oilers. Messier is out there with Tikkanen and Curry. Messier with a hit on Otto. Gregg gets it, moving in, a shot. And getting a piece of it was Vernon, deflecting it to the corner. Suter is fighting there with Tikkanen. They continue the battle along the boards. Curry also moves in. So does Messier. Messier gets the puck. Sliding it out front. Curry getting set. And Vernon knocked that off his stick. Back of the net. Curry bumped in against the boards. Vernon dives out of the net to grab that loose puck. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary.
In the beginning, Super Lotto made millionaires only once a month. Now Super Lotto is making millionaires every 2 weeks because we draw Super Lotto every second Sunday, still giving you 4 chances to win $1 million with better-than-ever instant prizes, and each ticket good for 2 draws.
Super Lotto. every second Sunday.
Now making millionaires more often.
Well, that's exactly the style that the Edmonton Oilers need in this sixth game, is to force the issue, get right after the Calgary Flames, and that was an excellent shift by Messier's line.
McClellan moves up now with Semenko and McSorley on the wings from the faceoff. The puck is nudged down the ice, a race after it. Perry Berezan and Don Jackson. Berezan got to it, takes it in behind the net. However, he's knocked off it, and it's played by Steve Smith down the ice. Smith inserted into the lineup tonight in place of the injured Lee Fogelin. An icing call against Edmonton. Now with the Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Chris Cuthbert.
The St. Louis Blues have regained the lead at Maple Leaf Gardens. Mark Hunter with the goal on the gloved side of Ken Reggett. 3-2 Blues after 2.
And still no score at the Saddle Dome with 17:39 remaining in this opening period. Game 6 of the Smythe Division Final with the Flames leading 3-2. Should a 7th be necessary, it will take place in Edmonton on Wednesday. From the face-off, it's played around the boards in the Edmonton zone to McSorley. He simply dumps it down the ice. Racing back after it is Paul Reinhart. Reinhart lost it, and a quick shot by McSorley just went wide. It comes back to the line. Smith to Jackson, in behind the net. McClellan is tied up. Gary Wilson trying to move out. He's unsuccessful. The shot flipped towards the net. It bounced off a couple of players. McClellan and Reinhart, who have tied each other up in front of Mike Vernon, kept in. Here's a chance, and the shot by Hunter goes high. And the Oilers, with some good forechecking, are creating turnovers in that Calgary zone.
They certainly are, Don, and again, we can't say enough of how difficult it is to play at home, because the tension is there. There's kind of a nervous feeling, and the opposition, they can freewheel. That's exactly what's happening now. You saw the turnovers, the giveaways by the Calgary Flames in their own zone. This is where the veteran players that Bob Johnson counts on to kind of ease the tension for the guys. Say, hey, come on, let's just be loose out there. Let's just play, pass the puck around. Let's have as much communication on the ice as we can.
Bob Johnson actually in game 5 in Edmonton appeared to be much looser prior to the game than he was before this one tonight. McTavish gets the draw back to the line. Huddy with a shot through traffic and sails wide. And it's picked up by Tim Hunter into the center ice area for Quinn. It's fired down into the Edmonton zone. Around the boards, kept in at the point by Colin Patterson. Patterson moving out front, takes a shot. Pure stood his ground on the short side. McTavish flips it back to the net. Going back after it, Charlie Huddy. Huddy unable to get it out. Patterson managing to keep it in, looking out front. He's having trouble there with Huddy. Quinn comes in, tried to center it. It was deflected back to the corner by Grant Fuhr. And now McTavish plays it out to Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey, lead pass. And it went off Napier to the corner. Napier bumped in against the boards. The puck is loose there. McTavish trying to pry it out. It's broken up by the Flames. They get it to center ice, and here comes McInnes. Long shot. And Fuhr just got a piece of that one on that second blast by Al McInnes. Semenko flips it down into the Calgary zone. Going back after it is McInnes with 15:56 remaining in the period.
And with McInnes, his shot becomes dangerous as soon as he hits that blue line. He gave an example of that, one that tested Grant Fuhr.
Randy Gregg circling in the corner. Gregg sees that the winger was covered, tried to flip it down the ice. It went over the glass and out of play. Live on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada.
Rival is on the move. It offers effective soil-incorporated control of wild oats and broadleaf weeds in oilseeds and specialty crops. It offers you a choice, where in the past your only solution was Strepline. The product is Rival. The company is Herbst. The choice is yours.
Just over a minute into the third period, the Maple Leafs have tied the Blues, and it's Steve Thomas with his second goal of the game, taking a pass from Tom Fergus, and the big slap shot beats Greg Millen, 3-3 in the third.
15:43 remaining in the first here at the Olympic Saddledome in Calgary. Still scoreless, the Flames and the Oilers. From the face-off, Tonelli flips it in back to the net. Grant Fuhr way out of the goal to play it. Kept in by Tonelli. It comes around the boards the other side. Neil Sheehy, who seems to be on the ice almost every time Wayne Gretzky is out there, had pinched in from the point, but the Oilers gained possession and dumped it down the ice. Going back after it is Randy McDonald. McDonald trying to move out. Craig kept it in, and it's whistled down as it was gloved ahead.
Well, Glenn Anderson got off to an excellent start, scoring goals very quickly for the Edmonton Oilers. And, when you have the talent and the high-scoring wingers and centermen that the Edmonton Oilers have in the years that they've had, you have to count on them during the playoffs. And Anderson is that type of player. Give him the puck prior to the blue line, let him go down, because if he doesn't get in on goal, at least he's going to draw a penalty. But he has to be breaking at full speed when he hits that blue line.
Jamie McCowan gets it back to McInnes. McInnes dumps it down the ice. Poplinski racing down there after it. Grant Fuhr had to play it. Joel Otto picks it up off the boards. His shot knocked down in front by Messier, and Messier dumps it down the ice. In the center ice area now, fired in by the Flames. This game not starting with the same pace as the other 5, but then again it would be hard to equal the first 5 games in the series the way they came flying out of the gate. Now it's Joel Otto laying it over to McCowan. McCowan trying to dodge a check, lost control of the puck, but Joe Mullen shoots it in.
It's called very cautious hockey. Nobody wants to make a mistake. Nobody's getting caught.
Wilson looking in front. Move, couldn't control it. Now it comes up front. Fired wide by Poplinski. Jackson gets it up on the wing to Yari Curry. He tries to go rink wide. It's intercepted by Lube. Lube has to wait for Poplinski to get back on side. Then he shoots it in. Jackson plays it along the boards for Curry. Curry into the center ice area. And across the line, McClellan trying to go to his backhand against Reinhart. Unable to get it out front as McCowan was there to intercept the pass. McClellan gets it again. He's bumped by McCowan. McClellan now out front and off the stick on Paul Coffey. He has to go all the way back into the center ice area. Coffey shoots it in. McClellan to the corner, trying to get away from Reinhart. Hunter gets this stick on it, plays it back behind the goal, and Reinhart and McClellan tie it up for a face-off. Now McSorley and McCowan do some pushing after the whistle, but it doesn't appear as though anything serious will develop with 13:31 left to play in this opening period.
It's very even now in the one-on-one battles, and that's the last thing that you want to do is lose those battles along the boards in the corner, because once your man gets away from you, you know that somebody else is going to be left in the clear. Hey, John Tonelli has not scored a goal in this series, but his grinding style has certainly helped the hockey club. And the Flames are getting balanced scoring, with Otto leading the way with 4.
Tonelli made an interesting comment. He said even when the New York Islanders won the cup on the road, he had not seen a reception like the one the Flames received when they arrived back at Calgary International Airport on Saturday night.
Well, that was something. I know what that's all about, Don. When we arrived back in Philadelphia after winning a Stanley Cup in Buffalo, couldn't believe how many people were around.
At the side of the net, Reinhart has it for the Flames. Along the boards to Tim Hunter. He bats it down the ice into the Edmonton zone for an icing call as it's touched by Paul Coffey with 13:19 left in the period.
Now the all-star defenseman Paul Coffey, and he broke Bobby Orr's record of goals and points this season, but he has been stymied throughout most of this playoff season. And the players talked about how we got to give Paul Coffey some room to move out there. But again, with Paul's speed, Don, he can take some chances in the offensive zone, because even if he misses a poke check or something, he has that excellent acceleration to come back and do the job behind his blue line.
He also made the comment that the Flames were getting to the pucks ahead of the Oilers. He said, we have to start winning the battles along the boards. Here's a battle along the boards as the puck goes back behind the Calgary goal. Now played up on the right side for Hunter. Hunter tries to slide it across. It was broken up at the blue line by Charlie Huddy, and Dave Semenko brings it in. Semenko shoots it in. Picked up by McSorley. He's bumped by Reinhardt. It goes to the other side. McCowan tries to get out. Feeds it ahead to Hunter. Hunter with a long shot. It's gloved by Grant Fuhr.
Be an interesting matchup. Dave Semenko and Tim Hunter facing each other.
Well, they had a fight here at the Saddle Dome in Game 4 that resulted in Semenko getting a game misconduct and a one-game suspension. Gretzky moving in, making the shot, hanging on to the puck, can't find the opening. Gretzky tried to flip it back to the slot, but Colin Patterson did an excellent job of covering up. Gets it ahead to McDonald to Risebrough. Drop pass. McDonald shot, and that just went wide. Sheehy tries to center it. Kevin Lowe gains possession ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky in across the line with Anderson. Gretzky controlling it. Gretzky out front. Lowe with the shot was saved by Vernon. Initially, Gretzky was looking for Anderson. His stick was tied up. He couldn't get a shot away. Out front looking for Lowe. It slid off the skate and down the ice. Risebrough racing back. So was Gregg. And the Edmonton defenseman got there first.
Notice how Gretzky drew a crowd. There was two guys converging on him. The Flames, they don't want to get into that situation. They want to be able to cover him on a one-on-one.
Krushelnyski in his own zone. Ahead now. Anderson trying to get around Sutter. The rookie defenseman takes him out of the play. The two of them still tangled up as the puck is played back into the center ice area. And Steve Smith, who has not dressed for the last couple of games, starts moving out. Lead pass for McTavish. In across the line. It's hooked away from him. Here's a breakaway. Going in is Joel Otto. Grant Fuhr out of the net. The puck loose. And Grant Fuhr manages to cover up. However, there was a whistle. The play was offside, so it would not have counted anyway.
Your casting's improved, Tom.
It's easy to relax when you don't have to worry about your investments.
Who's looking after them?
Dominion Securities Pitfield. I find their people easy to talk to, and with their broad resources, I get outstanding investment advice.
Outstanding investment advice. Wow. That's exactly why I chose Dominion Securities Pitfield, too.
Dominion Securities Pitfield. Choosing us could be your most important investment decision.
From the face-off, Smith shoots it in. Going back to the net is Johnson. Johnson for the Flames. Avoiding McTavish. A little different forechecking pattern than what we saw in the previous game for the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, Edmonton's coming right in on them, and they're pinching their defenseman. Look at how far Smith is in.
McTavish back to the line. A shot right on. That blast kicked off to the corner off the stick of Mark Napier. And it goes over the glass and out of play.
Mike Vernon talked this morning about how he has to communicate with his forwards and defensemen when the puck is shot in. Now, he said it's very important to let the players know how many guys are coming on their defensemen and which way to move that puck. There you see the ability just to kick that right leg out and make the save. But with all this noise in here, that presents a real problem. Don, the play continued with Otto having a good scoring chance, and the linesman blew his whistle a few times. Nobody could hear it.
Dave Hunter circling in the corner. He's bumped by Tim Hunter, and the puck is played out into the center ice area. Smith in his own zone to Don Jackson. He returns the pass. The Oilers with McTavish now leading the way. In across the line, drops for Hunter. He tried to slide it across for Napier. It went off a Calgary skate and back into the Edmonton zone. The Oilers try again. Smith lost the puck, but following up in the play was Don Jackson. 10:29 is the time left in this opening period. It's still scoreless. Here at the Olympic Saddle Dome, Game 6 of this Smythe Division Final. Rink-wide pass by Colin Patterson hit his skate. He gets it again, gets it into the center ice area. The Oilers grab it and shoot it in offside.
Well, in game number 5, Jamie McCowan shot the puck the length of the ice. Wayne Gretzky threw his stick. Risebrough put it in. The goal was later changed to McCowan because the rule states that when the goaltender is out of the net and somebody throws the stick, the last person to touch the puck is awarded the goal. So that was the reason that McCowan was awarded that goal.
You may recall that Doug Risebrough fired it in, picking it up off the end boards, but it officially has, as you said, Gary, been credited to Jamie McCowan. Now it's Mullen over on the left side for Poplinski, too far. Joel Otto goes in the corner. Otto is taken in against the board. He and Messier battling there. And Messier won that one as he upset the Calgary center. Brought back by Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen trying to move in, trying to get into that slot area. Rolled off his stick. Jamie McCallum fires it up along the boards. Not out. Now they get another opportunity and do bring it out. Otto stopped at the line. Here's a breakaway, a lead pass for Gretzky. Gretzky going in. Gretzky controlling it. Gets it out front. And Curry was covered effectively. Could not get a shot away as Joe Mullen got that. A close call there with 9:25 remaining in the first.
Before we introduced the new Dayco Top Cog belt, we put it through rigorous testing to find out just how long it would last.
Broke yet? Ain't broke yet.
And we discovered that the Top Cog's revolutionary new design makes it so flexible, so strong.
Broke yet? Ain't broke yet.
That chances are it's the last fan belt you'll ever buy for your car. The incredible new Dayco Top Cog fan belt. Ain't broke yet.
Well, as you had said, Glenn Sather has really mixed up his lines. He's taken Curry away from Gretzky. Gretzky's even playing the left side now and playing a lot of hockey already in this first period.
The other night in Edmonton in the third period, it didn't seem that Gretzky ever left the ice. And I think he'll get a lot of ice time in this game as well. Dumped out into the center ice area. Suter is there. His pass intercepted by Anderson and across the line with Krushelnyski. Too far for the winger, and it slides back to the net. Now picked up by Gretzky. To the line. Randy Gregg flips the shot that deflects high over top of the net. Picked up in the corner now by Lanny McDonald. McDonald trying to move out against Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski gets it. Moving in. Getting set. Off the pads of Vernon. Picked up in the corner by Tonelli. Tonelli moving into the center ice area. For Suter. In across the line. Drop pass. McDonald winds up. Blocked by Kevin Lowe. Lowe fell in front of that one as Lanny McDonald wound up just inside the blue line. And as it's touched by McDonald, play is whistled down as the puck was gloved ahead.
Well, the checking has been as fierce as ever with a little bit of clutching and grabbing going along the boards, but so far, Koharski has not called a penalty. Let's watch now as the Flames really use a lot of discipline, but not going offside. There's a lot of courage. Kevin Lowe timed that absolutely perfect. His partner, of course, suffering from a severe Charlie horse in that check against Suter in Game 5 and is not able to skate at all. In fact, he's having a very difficult time walking now, Lee Colvin.
Reinhart working in across the line, dumping it into the corner for Kerry Wilson. Wilson looking out front. Couldn't get it there. Lou in the other corner. Tried to play it back to the net. Picked off by McTavish. And McTavish starts out on the left side for Hunter. Hunter tried to get it back to him, but there to pick it off for the Flames was Kerry Wilson. McTavish gets it again to Hunter. Hunter shoots it into the Calgary zone. It's loose back to the net, picked up by Terry Johnson. Ooh, a dangerous pass there as he went rink wide in front of his own net to Paul Reinhart. However, it did work, and the Flames bring it down. Now the Oilers gain possession. They start back. McTavish in across the line. McTavish dumping it back to the net. Flames continuing to do a very effective job of plugging things up in front. Here's a long shot, and screened on the play was Vernon. He's down and stops another shot from Paul Coffey. McTavish had been putting a screen on Vernon in front of the net on the initial shot. Then on the rebound, Vernon was down when Coffey let it go from a bad angle and made the save.
Each time CN invents a lighter running grain car or uses light to carry signals underground or teaches engineers to drive on simulators, teaching the engineers of other nations too, we move toward the leaner, stronger railway line our country needs to serve in days to come as the world becomes much more competitive. Compact, efficient, that's CN today.
Now the Edmonton Oilers are starting to dominate this first period. They've had 8 shots on net to 2 for Calgary, and it's Mike Vernon that is holding the troops in there.
Well, our confrere Howie Meeker said at the start of our telecast that goaltending would be a key in tonight's game, and Vernon with 8 saves, Grant Fuhr with just 2. Certainly a different workload for Grant Fuhr than he experienced in games 3 and 4 here in the Saddledome. 7:04 left in the period. And Quinn, who scored the game's first goal on Saturday night, brings it in, but Colin Patterson was offside.
Well, both teams going with 4 lines, and the shifts have been a lot shorter than we've seen. And Mike Vernon, who bounced back after allowing 7 goals in Game 4, is really playing an outstanding game. You saw how quickly Paul Coffey from off the wing let that shot go, and Vernon in a prone position manages to make the save. But McTavish going for the net. Both coaches mentioned the importance of that. They have to go in front, cause interference in front of the goaltenders, give them a rough time.
Mark Messier is out there with Tikkanen and Jari Kurri for the Oilers. Otto with Mullen and Poplinski for the Flames. Coffey is spun around as he moved into the neutral zone. Poplinski shoots it back into Edmonton territory. Dumped off the boards by Huddy. Picked up there by Poplinski. Battling with Jari Kurri. Manages to deflect it into the Edmonton zone, and Paul Coffey is back. Playing it around on the glass. It hit Don Koharski. Does not come out. And the Oilers now with Mark Messier trying to get it out, and he succeeds. He cut dangerously in front of his own net.
Now, at least Kurri has not had the job of having Patterson against him. Now he's got Poplinski. We'll see if he's able to do anything against Big Jim Poplinski.
Mark Messier gets it ahead to Kurri. Lead pass. Tikkanen with the shot. Vernon was saved. Tikkanen faked it initially. Tried to double clutch it as you have described those moves, Gary, and Vernon had no part of it. He made the save.
And your goaltenders are doing such an excellent job. You know, the forward will second-guess himself. Instead of shooting the puck, you know, well, I'll get in a little closer. That will give me a better advantage. Well, it doesn't give you a better advantage. The closer you get, the angle closes. But what a perfect pass from Kurri to Tikkanen. Now he tries to fake, but he's harassed from behind. Again, a key point to remember is it's never too late to come back and help out behind your blue line. But Tikkanen has really provided the Oilers with a lot of spark. Good in the corners.
Kevin Lowe with a long shot, gloved by Vernon. He drops it at the side of the net for Suter for Tonelli. Tonelli trying to get it out. Randy Gray gets pinched in, but now here's a 3-on-1. Risebrow with McDonald and Suter. Risebrow with the shot, and that was deflected by Kevin Lowe, who got back. Kevin Lowe runs into Tonelli. The puck goes back at the net. Tonelli and Lowe continue the battle for it. The two of them are down, and they cover it up for a face-off. Now Lowe and Tonelli continue to do some pushing and shoving after the whistle. But a 3-on-1 broken up by Kevin Lowe.
And no shot, and that really hurts. Bob Johnson had mentioned you've got to capitalize on your chances.
Hockey night in Canada, a Stanley Cup tradition.
Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it with a friend and you both can bend. Do it for your muscles, it'll make them hustle. Do it for your feet, it's kind of neat. Do it with some action, participation. Don't just think about it. Do it, do it, do it. Participation. Get with the action. Do it, do it, do it.
5:40 remaining in the first at the Olympic Saddledome. It's still scoreless at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. 3-3 still playing in the third period. Loose puck in the corner. Poked along the boards by Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski out there with Anderson and Gretzky. Brings it to center ice. He's checked. Anderson picks it up over to Gretzky. Gretzky with a shot was saved by Vernon as Anderson was cutting for the goal. It would appear, Gary, that the Oilers are desperately trying to get somebody in front of that net, looking for a rebound or, at worst, screen Mike Vernon.
Well, you have to do that, John, because there are rebounds going to occur during the course of the game, and you might as well convert them in that.
Gretzky again, stopped at the line by Sheehy, and there's going to be a penalty here. I believe that will be a slashing call. It will be a penalty against the Calgary Flames on a high sticking infraction, and Neil Sheehy will be going off. First power play opportunity of the game. From the Olympic Saddledome in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
And
Announcing Ford's celebration of quality on Escort and Lynx with low 7.7% financing or $500 cash back. You also receive automatic transmission with purchase of extra value package, or you may lease at a low $159 per month. Either way, you receive Ford's triple unlimited distance protection at no extra cost. Hurry, celebrate with 7.7% financing or $500 cash back or $159 lease rate plus great savings on Escort and Lynx.
At Ford, quality is job one.
It has been an interesting matchup with Sheehy always on the ice when Gretzky's out there. And again, challenging at the blue line. You saw the stick come up. So the first penalty of the game with 4:53 left goes against Calgary. Oilers have scored 4 power play goals and 22 chances.
Messier tried to go to the net from the faceoff. He was stopped and it's fired down the ice. Racing back after it is Paul Coffey. Coffey gets away from Dan Quinn. On the left side, Gretzky shoots it in. Messier racing in back to the net. Vernon got there first. Tried to play it around in the boards. Kept in. Now McCowan will try and get it out. Kept in at the point by Coffey. He shoots it around the boards. Curry picks it up. Curry back of the net for Messier. Back to Curry. To the point to Randy Gregg. To Yari Curry. Curry takes the shot. It's blocked by McInnes, and he rifles it around the board. Not out. Kept in by Coffey. To the other side for Gregg. Gregg into the corner. Gretzky moving back to the line. Gretzky takes the shot. That went wide. Picked up by Curry to Coffey. A shot deflected wide. It ricochets off the board. Dan Quinn picking it up, working against Coffey. Quinn behind it, back to Patterson. What a save by Grant Fuhr. Beautiful play by Quinn to Patterson, and Fuhr made the big save. Here's McTavish going in, saved by Vernon. Oh, the tempo is certainly picked up in the last 30 seconds. Just down the ice. Fuhr coming way out of his net to play it as Risebrough was racing in. Lead pass for Gretzky. Gretzky going in alone, and he fired it high and wide. Steve Smith tried to keep it in, but Risebrough deflected it down the ice with 30 seconds left in the penalty. The Oilers to the attack again. It's fired in, and Vernon hangs it to the line. A shot from the point deflects back of the net. Gretzky tried to slide it out front to McTavish, but McTavish was covered, and it's dumped down the ice.
Again, Don, we're being treated to just excellent goaltending. What a save Grant Fuhr made against Patterson.
What a play Dan Quinn made to get that pass over to Patterson. Back to the point. Smith with a shot deflected and stopped at the side of the net by Vernon.
Well, it's no wonder that the Sea of Red are standing, because Vernon has had to face 13 shots, a lot of the difficult variety. As you have seen, the Oilers are jamming in front of that net. They're making things very difficult. Fuhr has only had to make 3 saves, but let's watch his best of the period as Quinn puts a perfect pass to Patterson, and look at how quickly Grant Fuhr moved along to that one. Now the Oilers come right back, and Gretzky, who has been out on the ice almost all of the third period, the puck just seems to be following around, make life very miserable for Vernon.
A product of the Calgary Wranglers, a third-round draft choice in 1981, and he was number 3 in the Calgary goaltending rotation just a short while ago, behind Martin DeMoor and Reggie Lemelin.
Look at that position, facing the shooter, square to him, out in the challenging position, and Vernon makes an excellent save against McTavish.
Well, he may have been number 3 about 3 months ago. He's certainly number 1 now. And the Calgary fans love the work of Mike Vernon in this first period of Game 6 of this Smythe Division Final. The team's back at even strength with 2:49 remaining in the period. Into the center ice area. Otto couldn't go anywhere with it. Along the boards, McSorley attempted to move it, picked off by Sheehy, brings it back. His shot does not get through. He runs into a check as he was hit just as he crossed the line, and it's dumped out into the center ice area. Sheehy gets it again. He brings it in, but it's broken up by Kevin Lowe and dumped down the ice.
You notice the Oilers were not taking any chances just inside their blue line. Just keep dumping it out. Why take any chances?
Well, an interesting spectator at tonight's game, the father of Wayne Gretzky. He arrived in Calgary about an hour before the game. I asked him if this was a good luck charm as far as Wayne was concerned. He said, I certainly hope so.
Wonder who paid for the ticket.
I think number 99 may have picked up the tab in that one. Might have even been the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, Don, it's been an excellent period for the Edmonton Oilers. They have certainly made things happen because they've been very aggressive. They're moving the puck forward and making life very miserable on the Calgary end of the ice.
Face off to the left of Grant Fuhr. Battle for the puck. Glenn Anderson comes up with it. Playing it around on the boards. Gretzky unable to get it out. Now Anderson will try. He flipped it ahead to Coffey. It went off the skates. And the Oilers have to regroup in their own zone. Here's a chance for Gretzky. Gretzky moving in. Over on the wing, too far for Anderson. He does get a shot away, but from a bad angle. That went off the side of the net, and it's dumped down the ice by the Flames. And going back to touch it for an icing call is Charlie Huddy.
Now, Charlie Huddy has been one of the stalwarts back on defense. Risebrough has been a very aggressive player for the Calgary Flames. You know, the old veteran line, when it comes time to playoff hockey, they have to lead the way. And with Tonelli and McDonald at that very big goal in Game 5.
Well, Risebrough, 32 years of age, McDonald, 33, and Tonelli, the youngster of this line that by some has been dubbed the Geezers, is 29.
We keep waiting for Mark Messier to explode and play the type of hockey that he's capable of. And it could be this game, as far as Glenn Sather is concerned. It has to be.
Well, Messier was quoted today as saying, I'll have one of my big games in this 6th game of the Smythe Division Final tonight. And they certainly need a big performance from Mark Messier if they are going to stay alive in this quest for a 3rd straight Stanley Cup. Curry to Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to the point. Huddy tees it up, takes the shot. It just went wide. Curry gets it again. He plays it back of the net for Messier. Messier is knocked over by McInnes. It goes to the corner, and Poplinski starts out for the Flames. He has Joel Otto with him. The play broken up at the line by Charlie Huddy. Back comes Curry with Messier. The pass too far for Messier, picked off by the Flames. Poplinski moving in, it's out. Hits the side of the net. Picked up now by Messier. Messier dumps it out to Tikkanen. Tikkanen has Curry with him, drops it for Curry. Curry couldn't carry on as Terry Wilson picks it off. The Flames with 47 seconds left to the attack. Wilson tied up along the boards by Randy Gregg, and bringing the puck back for Edmonton is Kevin Lowe. For McTavish, it's offside. Now with the Hockey Night in Canada update, here's Chris Cuthbert.
The Maple Leafs have their first lead of the night in Toronto as the line of Inachek, Preacher, and Podubny teams up. Preacher with the pass to Podubny, who has returned to the lineup. And what a great move on Greg Millen to send Toronto in front 4-3 with 8 minutes left.
Walter Podubny, who had been held pointless in this series with a big, big goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 37 seconds left here at the Saddle Dome. It's still scoreless. Al McInnes dumps it down the ice. Going back after it is Randy Gregg. Gregg losing it along the boards, gets it back, clears it to the center ice area. Patterson bumps into Krushelnyski. Anderson manages to get the puck. Anderson trying to work to the corner. This line of Krushelnyski and Anderson and Gretzky has certainly logged a lot of first period ice time.
That's right, John, and you can see that the Flames are starting to back up over that blue line. They're allowing the Edmonton Oilers now to carry that puck over, and that's just leading right into the strength of the Edmonton Oilers. Never seen the Oilers skate as well as they have in this period. We expected it. I mean, everybody expected it. I think the Calgary Flames would be very naive to think that the Oilers wouldn't come up with a strong performance in Game 6.
Bob Johnson has to be concerned as he sees 14-3 shots on goal favoring the Oilers, but believe that Mike Vernon has played as well as he has.
Well, I think the Flames will be very fortunate to get out of this period and not allow any goals against. If they can survive on this face-off, they'll have the first period intermission to think about and make whatever adjustments are necessary.
Just 15 seconds remaining. A face-off to the left of Vernon. Gregg and Lowe back on the points. It comes to Gregg. He winds up. The shot goes wide. Off the end boards. It's flipped to the line, and a battle for it there between Risebrow and Lowe. Following up in the play is Joel Otto. A pass for Lanny McDonald. It's offside with just 2 seconds remaining in the period.
Now things have quieted down a little bit here at the Saddle Dome. With the Flame fans have noticed that their hockey club has not been up to par against Edmonton in this first period. But that's why we always go back to the importance of goaltending. You know, Vernon has done the job. He stopped everything that Edmonton has shot at him. And I'm sure his thoughts are, well, if I do that, you know, our club is going to get on track in that second period.
And there's the horn and the score at the end of the first period. Calgary nothing and Edmonton nothing.
In the next 30 seconds, we'll teach you all you need to know about fixing your own transmission. First, depend on the experience of having repaired over 1 million transmissions. Next, trust in the very best training to repair automatic, standard, and today's front-wheel drive transmissions. Finally, be assured by our warranty. It's good anywhere in North America. Now, wasn't that simple? Call the specialists, Mr. Transmission.
You are about to see the heart of a Yamaha outboard. It's a brain, a microcomputer that monitors 8 separate engine functions for peak performance for years to come. And while our V6 Special is the only Yamaha with a brain, the rest of the family is just as smart.
Available at Nelson's Leisureland in Kenora and Tompkins Hardware in Kenora.
At Nordair, we know time management is critical to success in business. So, confident that Nordair offers the best schedules, service, and prices, business travelers can rest a little easier. No need to waste time choosing an airline. And now, business people are waking up to better connections and a travel bonus program. Added benefits of the Nordair Canadian Pacific Airlines partnership. So for business travel, it's Nordair, a decision you won't lose sleep over.
Some people have to fight rust a little harder than most of us. And that's why Tremclad isn't just Canada's #1 selling rust paint. It's also why so many Canadian industrial users choose Tremclad for fighting rust. And if they trust Tremclad under conditions like these, shouldn't you trust Tremclad too? Trust Tremclad on metal.
The Oilers throw just about everything at the Flames in the first period, out shooting them 14-3, but there is no score between the two teams in game number 6 of this Smythe Division final. And joining us now is Paul Reinhardt, and the question is that a psychological advantage for you guys to come out even after one?
Well, they obviously, like you mentioned, threw everything at us, and you know, that's certainly not unexpected from their club. They're certainly got their backs against the walls, and you know they're going to come out like that. I think we were a little bit tentative, and I think that that should rub off, and we should have a much better period this period.
One of the great stories of this series has been the fan reaction at the airport the other night, the Sea of Red. Do they cause you to be a little tentative? Are you a little nervous?
I don't think they cause us to be tentative. I think we're playing against an awfully good hockey club, and they're causing us to be a little bit tentative. I think that the fans, that support that they've shown us, not only in this playoffs, but over the course of the 6 years we've been here. I mean, they've been, our 5 years we've been here, they've been outstanding, and this is just another example of how good they are to us.
It's nice to have you in here tonight and be able to talk about you being healthy for a change.
Yeah, well, as long as we keep her going, and it certainly seems to be a lot easier to keep healthy right now, because we've got a lot of guys who can play in a lot of key situations, and it's very important for our hockey club.
It's still very important for the Flames to have Paul Reinhardt in the lineup, but over the last couple of years, it seems the Flames defensemen have really matured, your teammates.
Well, I think that Coach Murdoch is doing a good job of working with us, and I've said many a time that defense is not necessarily your defenseman, but it's a team game, and you can't play good defense without your forwards, and our forwards have been very good this series.
Are you afraid at all of Game
7? Is that something that you just don't want to see at all? We prefer not to think about it right now. We're tight enough, or we were tight enough for this first period. So I mean, we you know, from the start of the series, we didn't think about Game 7 when we went up there for the first one, and nor are we going to think about Game 7 now that we're in Game 6. We've got periods to play, and more importantly, we've got each shift that is important. Okay, Paul, good luck. Thank you very much.
Paul Reinhardt of the Flames coming up next. Action from Toronto. Hockey night in Canada, the Stanley Cup playoffs. The tradition continues.
Caring for my lawn takes time, good fertilizer, and Killex, Canada's leading lawn weed killer. Killex from Green Cross controls over 50 lawn weeds, and weed and feed with Killex. Combines Killex with a long-lasting lightweight fertilizer to give me a lush weed-free lawn. It lets me do 2 jobs in one go. That's important because one wouldn't want to go around twice, would one?
Weed and feed with Killex and liquid Killex from Green Cross.
Darn place gets bigger every year.
Now, you can shave closer and smoother all over, face, neck, and sideburn. Because Braun has created the totally new system 1, 2, 3. It adjusts 3 ways.
1.
So now you can shave
2.
closer and smoother
3.
all over. Redesigned for extra smoothness, the foil is now pearl finished and platinum coated. The revolutionary Braun system 1, 2, 3 shaves closer and smoother all over for your money back.
You are about to experience something extraordinary. A wave of taste that will stretch your imagination. A taste so smooth, so refreshing, so irresistible. Your only choice will be to catch it. Catch the wave. Coke.
This is plaque. You can't see it, but you've got it. Because if you've got teeth, you've got plaque. This is Listerine Antiseptic, Plaque Fighter. Clinical research shows that using Listerine Antiseptic twice a day reduces plaque buildup from 20 to 50% compared to brushing alone. Use Listerine twice a day. It fights bad breath and it fights harmful plaque. Listerine Antiseptic, Plaque Fighter.
16 opera stars, a royal audience, the Vancouver Symphony, the Expo 86 Royal Gala, Sunday on CBC Television.
Mike Vernon, the big story of the first period, is he made 14 saves, and the score is tied after 1 period of play. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in much the same position as the Edmonton Oilers. They're trying to stave off elimination tonight, and we are going live to Toronto.
We welcome you people who have watched the first period in Calgary. I'm Bob Cole with John Davidson in Toronto, and the Maple Leafs. 2 goals here in the third period have taken the lead, 4-3, with 4:05 remaining, and the Blues now with a man advantage. Podupny is in the penalty box. It was Podupny who got the go-ahead goal from Preacher and Inachak at 12:25, and he now has 1 minute and 12 seconds left to serve in a slashing penalty. Thomas has 2 goals for the Maple Leafs. Gilmore 2 goals for St. Louis.
In Podupny's 7 playoff games, he's had 2 winning goals already. He holds the team lead here as he scored that last goal. Podupny, Inachek, and Preacher being used in this game way more than they were. In fact, during that last game in St. Louis, they never got on the ice during the third period nor the overtime. Federico double shifted now, left wing, now center ice.
Ordnall taking the puck away and shooting it down the ice. Ramage back. Here comes Norwood. Lockhart is on the fly with Federico. Here's Lockhart going in. Hunter on the boards. Couldn't keep it in. Here's Ordnall. Talking about flying. He's in faking the shot. Now to Iafrate. And he fell. But here's Lehman. Lehman in around the net. Tried to center it. Ordnall is out front by himself. Now he comes in to help. Good penalty play by the Maple Leafs. Shot by Iafrate off to the boards. 30 seconds left in the lead penalty. The Blues now had to get it going this time. They're trailing the Maple Leafs for the first time in the game. Offside at the Toronto blue line was Lockhart.
Ramage found has got a lot more ice time in this hockey game. He's a little healthier. His knee was bad. He had a hip pointer. Had trouble turning. You know, St. Louis had 11 shots during that first period. They've had 23 total now, so they've just had 12 shots in almost 2 full periods. Toronto really shutting down in the middle of the ice, and they're winning along the boards. They're controlling the puck, even killing the penalty, controlling the puck along the boards.
Time running out. Little over 3 minutes remaining in regulation time and 20 seconds in the Podubny penalty. Here's Dow stealing it. And Dow gets in front. Dow breaking in. Rebound. Therion. Millen down. Puck loose. Scramble. Bourgeois comes up with it. Boy, the Leafs come close to getting a shorthanded goal. Podubny is on the ice. They kill the penalty. Kozlowski throwing it into the lead zone. There's Therion back to the net. Here's Nyland going the other way. Sweeping out of the lead zone to Dow. Podubny up on the plane. He can't get to it. Leafs make changes quickly now. 2.5 minutes, folks, left in regulation time. The Leafs lead by 1. Tipped into the lead zone. Iafrate takes his time going back now. Brad Smith along the boards. Tried to dump it out and could not, but Smith gets away. 2-on-1. Thomas is with him. Smith hit the side of the net. He made the right move on Millen, but hit the side of the net. With Millen charging out at him. Thomas is knocked down. Smith ran into Gilmore. 2 minutes left. And counting. Leafs lead by a goal. Norwood dumped it back in the net. The Blues now desperately trying to get the tying goal. Come in. Kozlowski stopped. But there's Gilmore. Ever dangerous. Knocked it in behind the Leaf net. The Blues making changes. Thomas dumped it to the line. Thomas again gets a chance to play it out. He did. Smith is working hard. Every shift. Look at him come after Norwood. And icing call as Norwood beat him to it. 1 minute, 31 seconds remaining. Regulation time. The Maple Leafs trying to force a 7th game of the series by hanging on to win this one tonight. And go back to St. Louis. Millen is out of the net 15 feet looking at the bench. He has not left the ice yet.
And you see Smith upset with himself because he did not score after he made a good play to get around the goalkeeper. How important is penalty killing? St. Louis never had a shot on that power play. Smith with a head up. Look at the head up. He looks, he waits. The sweep by Millen, not good enough. And Smith just shot the puck on the outside of the goalpost on a dandy play. A heads-up effort. You almost see him put tears in his eyes. I can't believe I missed it, but what an effort. The Maple Leafs for that penalty killing, Bob, at a very crucial time. Norwood is now talking to Millen, giving him instructions from Jacques Demers, St. Louis's coach, as to what to do, when to leave the net. 1:31 remaining. This is going to be fun.
Millen starting to edge out. Likely if the Blues get control, he'll race to the bench. Let's see. From the face-off, Nyland takes it back to the net. Nyland to Therion. That was in on him. Here's Dow, and he'll bring it out. He's coming down with Lehman. Dow, shoot! Oh, cut by Millen. And Lehman was cutting the other way. 1:15 to play. There goes the goalkeeper. Millen heading for the St. Louis bench. Nyland was slow clearing it. It went off the stick of Flockhart. See now where they'll have the face-off. Boy, does it come down to the importance of face-offs now. Lehman wants it outside. Scapinello, the linesman, wants it inside. That's where it's going to be. 1:04 left.
Again, the importance of a good official. Gary Fraser's done a great job in this hockey game. Great job. It's been some kind of game.
So the Leafs trying to preserve a come-from-behind victory after squandering a lead in game number 5 and losing in St. Louis. We'll keep you posted on the action in Toronto. Hockey Night in Canada on CBC returns in a moment.
Why do you think Hunter's Trailer in Marine North Battleford is the largest dealer in Canada? Shouldn't you see Hunter's before you buy?
The strongest name in the financial landscape is King William Credit Union. The boldest look in financial services is Cambrian Credit Union. Cambrian Credit Union, with 6 convenient locations. Cambrian Credit Union, a place to build your financial future.
Well, there's tremendous excitement right now at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, so we're going back to pick up the conclusion of Game 6 of the Norris Final.
For you people who have been watching the game from the Saddle Dome in Calgary, you're looking at a happy Maple Leaf Gardens crowd. The finest in all, as the puck was just cleared down the ice and into the empty St. Louis goal. A Dubney had given the Maple Leafs a 4-3 lead. Millen was on the bench. And with 44 seconds left and the extra man on, the scramble in front of the net, and here's what happened.
Did you see what Daou did there? He iced it, and he gets lucky it goes in, but he knocked Hunter's leg from behind, and that knocked Hunter down, and Hunter was unable to get the shot on Ken Reagan. An illegal play, but he got away with it, and it works out to be a great play for Danny Daou, who really has played well.
Like a draw shot in curling, right to the butt. At 19:16 of the period, and there's the guy who did it, Dan Daou, unassisted goal. And they've littered the ice here at the Gardens, and they're singing Happy Days.
Bob, again, a great effort with both hockey clubs working and working, but that puck was controlled by St. Louis in that Toronto zone. And then the puck was behind the net, and they tried to center it to Hunter, who marked himself perfectly. And Daou reached out with his stick, pushed Hunter behind the knee with the blade of his stick, and that knocked Hunter's legs right out from underneath him. And Daou iced it over top of everybody right into the center of the net. And what a great game again, as they put on a pretty good effort, both teams.
So there will be a Game 7 in the Norris Division Final in St. Louis Wednesday night. The Oilers would like to make a Game 7 in the Smythe Final. They're scoreless with Calgary after 1. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup Playoff.
Ask some mechanics what's wrong with your car, and you might need an interpreter.
Well, looks like maybe a loose Jimson saddle dappled a sludge pump. Unless it's a torqued out bindle rotor.
And try asking them when your car will be down.
Well, let me see. Scamming a bindle rotor could take 2, 3, even more, and a sludge pump on top of that. Well...
But at Canadian Tire, we'll tell you exactly what your car needs and why, with no mumbo-jumbo.
It's your Rollinator. It'll be ready by 3. We promise.
The right choice has never been so clear. Canadian Tire.
Hello! You must be here for the great SO Expo 86 contest. You know, you could win one of 5 great prizes of free gas for life. One of 10 cars. One of 50 trips for 2 to Expo 86. Or one of thousands of other prizes.
And ESO contributes to the Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Research Fund each time I enter the contest?
Each time.
Well, thanks.
No trouble.
Hi. You know, in farming, like every other business, you gotta have the right tools to get the best possible results. When you're fighting wild oats and green foxtail, your most effective tool is this one, hoe grass. The proven grassy weed herbicide for wheat, most barleys, and flax. It lets you kill weeds as they appear. It gives effective control of wild oats and green foxtail in one pass. Hoe grass from Herbst. It's the right tool for the job.
Romance?
What's life without a little mystery?
Larceny? Danger? What next? Remington Steel, Wednesday.
Scoreless as we get ready for the second period at the Olympic Saddle Dome. And Howie Meeker, what were your thoughts on the first period?
Well, I think the Oilers have got a couple of their big guns going. Anderson is having the legs moving, taking the man, chasing the puck. Messier is just punishing and hanging on to the puck and making some plays. The Oilers are forechecking, sending 3 men in deep time after time after time, which they did successfully all season long, and they're getting some good results, getting some plays on the net, not sensational. On the other hand, Fuhrer had to come up with 2 big stops at the other end of the rink. And hey, Gretzky's got to shoot the puck about 6 times. Well, 3 times at least. Twice on his backhand, once on his forehand. Time to shoot the puck, hasn't shot it yet.
Quickly, a frustrating period for the Oilers?
Oh, no, I don't think so. They're in the hockey game, and you get the feeling that, hey, we're as good as As Calgary, and we could have had a goal. If we keep playing like that, we stand a good chance of winning.
All right, Howie, let's go upstairs to Don and Gary.
Following Game 3, the Oilers were lamenting the fact that 9 players did not register a single shot on goal. Well, only 5 players in the first period for the Oilers did not get a shot on goal, but 2 of them were Curry and Messier, 2 of the key performers. The nucleus of this Edmonton Oiler hockey club did not get that shot on goal. 14-3, an advantage for the Oilers over the Flames. Here's the chance as Wilson spun around. It comes back to Luke, back to Wilson, a shot. The save by Grant Fuhr, and the puck picked up by Anderson into the center ice area for Gretzky. Gretzky in across the line. Gretzky tried to dump it over, and the save, I think he got a piece of it. Vernon steering it to the corner. A blast from the point by Paul Coffey does not reach the goal, and back comes Wilson. Wilson in across the line, takes the shot. Fuhr gets a piece of that one. It goes to the corner, then comes right out in front. A penalty coming up as Perry Berezan was upset. And I think it will be Mike Krushelnyski going on. From the Olympic Saddledome in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
Tom's lawn has lots of obstacles, so he uses a Noma Fly Mow, the mower that floats on a cushion of air and trims up close for a perfect job. Dick's using a Noma Superlight, lightest rear-bagging mower on the market with an easy-emptying hard-shell grass box. Cuts lawns beautifully. Harry's large lawn calls for a Noma Turbo, a superbly engineered self-propelled machine with a powerful turbofan for immaculate lawn grooming.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I gotta get a Noma mower.
See one soon at a retailer near you.
Krushelnyski, who has not registered a goal in this series. He has 4 assists, draws the penalty against Berezan. Keep an eye as the stick goes between the legs of Berezan, so the Flames will get their first power play.
When the Oilers were on a power play, the Flames came very close to scoring a shorthanded goal. Patterson foiled on a great pad save by Grant Fuhr. The puck dumped out into the center ice area. Tonelli goes rink wide with it for Lanny McDonald. Dumping it into the corner. Quinn races in there against Randy Gregg. Tonelli comes in as well. They try and follow up in the play. It comes to the line. Brought back in offside by Paul Reinhart.
Now, Reinhart has been a very effective player for the Calgary Flames. He has currently registered 5 points, and 2 of his goals have come via the power play. Times Bob Johnson will put him up in the forward position, playing the right side. In tonight's game, right now anyway, Johnson has him back on the point.
Paul Reinhart is one of the individuals in this hockey game playing with a lot of heart, because throughout much of the season he has had a number of injuries. He was bumped and bruised following game number 5. Deflected in by Lube. Gregg races after it. Tries to clear it, but put it over the glass and out of play.
Well, that little guy, I tell you, continues to impress. You would think that in a hard-hitting game, Don, that Lube would not be effective. Well, he's tied for the scoring lead with Suter, Mullen, and Otto in this particular series. But just watch him dance in traffic. He can handle a puck with the best of them against those 6'3" forwards and defensemen. He does a job.
He was named the game's first star in Game 3, a 3-2 triumph for the Flames. It gave them a 2-1 lead in the series. This is the 3rd time the Flames have held the lead. Here's a shot by Reinhart. It does not get through. Lube gets it. Tried to slide it to Otto in the slot. It comes back to the line. Suter let a blast go. It deflects to the corner. Now Reinhart lets the shot go. It was deflected wide. Picked up along the boards by Mullen. He tried to feed it back to the point. Picked off by Gretzky. Breaking out with Messier. Messier accepts the pass, a shot, and Vernon makes the save. The puck goes to the corner, and back comes Mullen. He gets it ahead to Otto. Otto has it hooked away by Gretzky, who did a good job of back-checking. Played to the line, brought in, loose puck along the boards. Huddy tried to bang it out. Gretzky grabs it, and he dumps it ahead to Jari Kurri. Kurri working against Suter. Tried to get a backhand shot away. Suter knocked it off his stick and then knocked Kurri to the ice. Lube comes back with 32 seconds left in the penalty to Krushelnyski. He shoots it in. Huddy is taken in against the boards by Suter. Otto comes in there as well. Otto comes up with the puck. Unable to center it. It goes to the corner. Huddy along the boards for Kurri.
And Curry slowly brings it out and then dumps it down the ice with just 13 seconds left in the penalty.
Good effective penalty killing by the Edmonton Oilers. Not much skating room and very persistent in the checking. They're not giving the Flames a chance to set up.
Dan Quinn shoots it in. Randy Gregg along the boards for McTavish. He can't get it out, and McCowan's blast goes wide just as Krushelnyski comes out of the penalty box. Now McDonald has it. He drives it in. Picking it up along the boards is Krushelnyski, deflecting it ahead to McTavish. McTavish with Hunter driving for the net, taken out of the play. The puck goes loose in the corner. McTavish checked there by Al McInnes. Now McCowan tries it up along the boards for Hunter. Hunter gets it ahead to McDonald. McDonald is bumped by Kevin Lowe. The puck goes loose in the corner. Quinn goes in there along with Randy Gregg. Kevin Lowe is there as well, and finally he digs it out to Hunter. Here's a 3-on-2. Drink wide pass. Napier had difficulty handling it. He goes into the corner, bumped against the boards by McCowan. McTavish comes in for the Oilers. Back to the line to Steve Smith. Smith lets a shot go. It's wide. And Napier was in the goal crease, being tied up there by Al McInnes. Tim Hunter dumps it in for the Flames. Going back after it is Jackson. Jackson loses it to Kerry Wilson. Wilson tried to move it out front. There's a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers. As Kerry Wilson was dumped, I believe it will be Steve Smith going on. This is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.
More than 1 person in 20 suffers from diabetes. Complications arising from diabetes make it Canada's 3rd most common killer. You see, insulin is not a cure, it's only a control. And even with insulin, the result can be heart attack, kidney failure, or blindness. But there is hope for a breakthrough. When you give to the Canadian Diabetes Association, vital research can continue. Please, help us find a cure.
After they cleared the ice, they finished the game in Toronto, and it was a happy ending for Leaf fans. 5-3, the final score. The series going back to St. Louis Wednesday night.
Well, will this series return to Edmonton? Much could depend on what happens on this power play with Smith off for holding at 4:01. The importance of the first goal, I don't think, can be overemphasized here, Gary.
Especially the longer the game goes, Don. You know, it could be a 1-goal game. You know, breaks play such an important part. Remember that save by Brewer in the first period. Also Paul Coffey hitting Vernon's stick in the crease. Also in the first period, so we'll be watching for that.
Coffey is allowed to wheel out of his own zone. Gretzky with him. Coffey with the shot, and Vernon makes the save. Otto forced back at his own net by Gretzky. Drops it off to Reinhart. Reinhart tries to dump it across, intercepted by Gretzky. Gretzky going back of the net against Lou. Takes it in against the boards. Gretzky digs it out. Gretzky out front, tried to center it, and it deflected back to the corner. Good penalty killing again by the Oilers. Starting out is Suter. He plays it up on the wing for Lou. Back to Suter and across the line. Suter from Mullen, a shot to save the rebound and score!
On their 7th shot on net, the Calgary Flames by the power play. That's what happens when you pinch in. It's a 3-on-1 break, and Mullen does what any good goal scorer will do, follows through to the net. After shooting it, the stick is in a position. He keeps going towards the net. Pure makes the first save. No help in clearing the rebound. So we have bedlam here in Calgary as Joey Mullen, coming over for St. Louis, has given the Flames a 1-0 lead. John, the players talked about the importance of that first goal. The Flames felt, if we get it, we can play our game. If the Oilers get it, we may have to change things around a bit. Now we'll watch and see if the Oilers start to gamble and taking chances. I think it's far too early to have to do that. He's still got plenty of time left.
Joe Mullen continues his streak as he gets his 7th goal of the playoffs. What an important goal that is. 15-18 remaining in this second period. 1-0. The Flames in front. Suter and Lou drawing assists. Only once in this series have the Oilers scored the game's first goal, and that was here in Game 4. won by the Oilers 7-4. Poplinski brings it out, working against Kevin Lowe, going for the net. Back of the net, out flat, and it bounced away from Otto. McCowan tries to move in. He had to go to his backhand, had difficulty controlling the puck. Gets it back of the net now for Joel Otto. Otto looking out front. It bounced away from Joe Muller.
What was impressive about McCowan there, he didn't panic at all. He just hung onto that puck and didn't give it away blind.
Here's a pass for Poplinski. He drops it off for Mullen. Mullen moving in. Oh, Fleur got a piece of that one. Now a long lead pass for McClellan, just a little too far for him. Joe Mullen came within a whisker of making it a 2-0 game.
And Grant Fuhrer realizes now that the Calgary Flames have picked up the tempo. They have caught fire here in the second period because in the first it was all Edmonton. Started things off by Joey Mullen scoring his 4th goal in this series. Again, another drop pass. Look at that shift. It looked like he was going to go to the inside. Mullen changed pace and just froze Jackson and then went to the right again and had an excellent scoring chance. Concern? Absolutely. Don talked about the fear that the Oilers, they're afraid of this particular game.
Out front, and Tonelli let a shot go. Fuhrer stood his ground, took it up high on the chest. Here come the Oilers. Pass on the right side for Napier. Napier winds up. It goes wide for rebound. Coffey just failed to pick it up off the end board. Now it's Reinhardt ahead to Rysbrough with Tonelli. Rysbrough over for Tonelli. Scores!
Paul Coffey got caught at 2-on-1, and what a perfect pass. You saw Tonelli stretching out, really stretching with the arms to just nudge the goal past Grant Fuhrer, and Hunter just not able to catch up.
Tonelli from Reinhardt and Rysbrough at 6:04, a 2-0 Calgary lead in the center ice area. Sheehy drives it in, and what an important addition. Tonelli and Mullen have been to the Calgary Flames. They had the goals in this extremely crucial 6th game of the Smythe Division final. Now it's fired down the ice. Coffey and McDonald going back after it. Coffey plays it off the boards to Hunter. Hunter gets it over on the wing to Napier. Napier trying to go around Poplinski, but the whistle on an offside call. Hockey night in Canada, a Stanley Cup tradition.
At Olympic Stain, we believe wood is one of the most beautiful things in the world. But the wood must be protected if the beauty is to last. Olympic Stain with linseed oil gives strong protection by penetrating the surface and actually strengthening the fibers. So even if the weather isn't beautiful, the wood will be. We have the inside on outside protection. Olympic.
Now the Calgary Flames stole one from the playbook of the Edmonton Oilers. As soon as Reinhardt had that puck, how quickly Rysbrough moved out of the zone, and it created a 2-on-1 break.
The Flames may have been outshot 14-3. Here's Gretzky feeding it out front, and it bounced away from Krushelnyski. And they bring it back, led by Wilson, in across the line. It's offside. Patterson ahead of the play.
Well, even though Gary Wilson has not registered a goal, he's played a strong defensive game. You know, you have to have players like that because that's what he's been doing for the hockey club all year. Let's have another look at the goal for the way Grant Fuhrer sees it. You notice how close he came with that trapper and that goal stick to try and save that one from going in the net.
Well, I started to say 14-3 shots on goal for the Oilers in period 1. John Tonelli and Mullen with goals for an 8-3 shot advantage for the Flames. They came out blazing in this second period.
Whatever Bob Johnson said between periods certainly has worked.
Fired in by the Oilers. Patterson, bumped by Anderson. It goes loose, picked up by Gretzky, trying to get it out front. He's tied up by Reinhart.
See Vernon use that goal stick to deflect that puck away from Gretzky. Excellent play.
Krushelnyski keeps it in at the point. In behind the net for Gretzky. Gretzky trying to move up, trying to set something up. Gretzky looking out front. They jam away as that puck bounces high, and there were 5 Calgary Flames in that slot area in front of Mike Vernon. They've done a great job of covering up.
Well, a goaltender can help himself so much by using that goal stick. You know, Gretzky uses the back of the net as well as anybody in the National League, probably the best. So it makes a lot of sense to try and poke check that puck away. Excellent camera work, gentlemen, and there you see the effectiveness of Vernon, how he handles his job between the pipes.
Face off to the left of Vernon. 12:29 remaining in period 2. 2-0. The Flames lead the Oilers. The Flames lead the series 3-2. McCowan in the corner. Up along the boards for Berezan. Curry managed to keep it in, but on a second try, the Flames dump it out. The Oilers regroup with Smith shooting it in. McCowan playing it around on the boards. Again, those Edmonton defensemen are pinching in from those point positions. Curry gets it over to Messier. His shot goes off the finish the stick high into the crowd.
Now, Coach Johnson must be very pleased the way the hockey club has performed, especially in this second period. And he talked about what an asset that Mike Vernon has been. He's been hot. He's been on a roll. He has had an excellent tutor in Glenn Hall. And he saved their bacon in that first period, Don.
Face off to the left of Vernon. Mark Messier, who has been stymied pretty much throughout the first 5 games, trying to get on track tonight.
Well, if you're not getting the shots on net, what other way can a Mark Messier help your hockey club? Certainly by carrying the puck the length of the ice, and he has to be strong. I mean, if he makes up his mind, there isn't anybody that's going to outfight him for the puck in the corner. And if Messier is determined, he'll come up with a lot of loose pucks and be able to set up teammates.
The draw comes back to Jackson, a shot. That got up on end, and it was kind of a knuckleball that was knocked down in front of the goal by the Calgary defenseman. Messier leads the attack in across the line, tries to slide it through, but it's offside. He was looking for Curry breaking in the left wing.
It's hard to believe that a guy that has scored 68 goals during the regular season has been held to 1 goal and 2 assists. Jari Curry in this playoff series, and Patterson has not been on the ice of any goals against. He has played Curry dead even. Curry has not registered a point while playing against Patterson. They haven't seen much of each other tonight, Don, because of the switching of lines. Curry has had to face Berezan and Poplinski.
Otto and Messier took a swipe at each other in that face-off circle. Now Berezan moved in against Messier. Pass comes in on the left side. Tikkanen with a shot, scored!
Well, what looked like a very harmless shot from a very bad angle. Watch the rink-wide pass by Curry. Now let's see how Vernon gets set up. Not quite. He had that 5-hole open, and Tikkanen slapped it right by him. You know, I'm sure when Vernon gets a chance to look at this again, he'll say to himself, that was a bad goal I gave up. I should have had that one.
Well, at this time, we say hello to the viewers in the East who have joined us through the cable companies and CBC. And it's a 2-1 hockey game. Goals by Joe Mullen and John Tonelli. And the goal by Esa Tikkanen with 11:28 remaining in the second period. Bringing it in across the line is Lube. He has it taken away by Krushelnyski, but he couldn't move it out. It goes back to the net. They attempted to center it for Patterson, uncovered in the slot, but it went off the stick. It's brought back by Anderson. For Gretzky. Gretzky, backhand shot. It just went wide. Lube picks it up off the boards. He's got Rysbrough with him. Lou Van Rysbrough across the line. Drop pass. Rysbrough tried to get it to Patterson. It goes off the stick to the corner. At the point, kept in. Sheehy to Rysbrough. He takes a shot. That goes off ball copy. 10:53 remaining in the period. 2-1. The Flames lead. Here's Glenn Anderson. A weak backhand shot off the stick of Suter. It goes into the corner. Suter is bumped. Stanley comes up with the puck. Rink wide for Lanny McDonald. McDonald working against Kevin Lowe. Goes back to the net. He's upset by Lowe. The puck loose back there, and Randy Gregg comes in to help out. Dave Semenko, rink wide, looking for Gretzky. Broken up. Gretzky gets it again, then loses it to Rysbrough. With McDonald across the line. Stanley was streaking for the net. Couldn't quite get the pass through to him. McDonald gets it. He takes a shot. That hit Randy Gregg, who had fallen to his knees in front of the net. Gregg gets it and circles back to the goal. Along the boards to Gretzky, rink wide to Semenko. Semenko working against Reinhart, shoots it in. Vernon stops it behind the net for Terry Johnson. 9:57 now left in the second. 2-1. The Flames lead the Oilers. Quinn taken in against the boards by Smith. Smith placed the puck around the boards to the other side for Dave Semenko. Semenko in across the line. Reinhart gets back, hooks it away. Jackson following up, takes the shot that goes wide. Back to the goal. Quinn is bumped. McSorley's in there with McClellan. The Flames try and move it out. They don't succeed the first time. Now Quinn gets it ahead to Poplinski. Going against Jackson. Poplinski going for the net. Jackson managed to poke it to the corner. McClellan gets it ahead for Hunter. Hunter waits for a teammate to catch up. Spots Smith in across the line. Smith working to the net, takes a shot. That was high and off the glass, and back come the Flames. Great end-to-end action in this second period in a 2-1 hockey game. The Flames leading. A shot flipped to the goal, gloved easily by Grant Fuhr, and McTavish starts up. Looking for Hunter. It bounced away from him. It's shot back in. The Oilers try it again. Hunter on the wing. Napier was offside. Live on CBC, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Remember the days when cars were fun to drive? Those days are back. Those days are back because one North American manufacturer is producing cars that are innovative and exciting to drive. One manufacturer, totally committed to quality. Remember the name. At Ford, quality is job one.
Taken in from Curry and Smith, the Edmonton goal at 8:21. And when that one was scored, that took a little of the momentum out of the Flames as they were really flying for a spell. Messier goes back to the net. They tried to center it with Tikkanen looking out front for Curry, intercepted by the Flames. They don't get out, however. Now Messier leaves it at the side of the net for Curry. It goes back to the goal. Tikkanen gets it there. He's bumped in against the boards by Otto. Messier plays it around to the other side. Mullen races into the corner. Mullen flips it high up into the crowd.
Well, a real inspirational leader for the Edmonton Oilers, Lee Fogolin, not able to play tonight because of that tremendous collision he had with Gary Suter in Game 5, suffering from a severe Charlie horse. And Kevin Lowe had mentioned that he had a lot of difficulty even walking. There was absolutely no way that he could play in tonight's game, but he's there in spirit, trying to give encouragement to the Edmonton Oilers, his teammates.
Neil Sheehy goes off to the bench. This is one of the few times he has not been out there when Gretzky has been on the ice.
Well, there's a little difference in speed right now with Anderson and Gretzky. Gretzky playing the wing, going against McDonald and Tonelli. See if the Oilers can take advantage of that.
From the face-off, the Flames play it along the boards, not out, kept in by Gregg to Anderson. Back to Gregg at the line, but he couldn't control it, and it's brought out by Lanny McDonald. McDonald drives it in. Racing into the corner after it is Gregg, up along the boards. Not out, kept in at the point by McCowan. Gregg tries again. To Krushelnyski, to Gretzky. Gretzky in across the line behind his back for Anderson. Anderson couldn't get a shot away. It's knocked off his stick, and back comes McDonald. He has Stanley over on the wing. The pass a little too far for him. It's fired down the ice, and Vernon comes way out of his net to play it with Anderson racing deep into that Calgary zone. Make wide pass for Lanny McDonald. Ahead to Patterson. He deflects it down into the Edmonton zone, and back after it goes Steve Smith. 7:24, the time left in period 2. 2-1. The Flames lead the Oilers. McSorley trying to pick it up off the end board, battling there with Patterson. Semenko is also out there. It comes loose. Gary Wilson gets it ahead to Lube, working against Jackson. Lube shoots it in. Stopped back of the net by Fuhr for Jackson.
You know, most of the plays have been shot in. Very few times have the team's been able to carry that puck over the blue line.
Pass intercepted by Pawlinski. The Lube. Saved by Fuhr. The rebound. And Fuhr made another sprawling save. A giveaway by the Oilers in their own zone. And Lube came very close to making it a 3-1 hockey game. 6:42 left in period 2. Stanley and Mullen have scored for the Flames. Esa-Tikkanen for Edmonton. Here's a chance now for Pawlinski, and across the line with Lube. Pawlinski holds it, takes the shot, and let him take the rebound. And Fuhr makes another save while he was down. That off the stick of Perry Wilson. An icy call with 6:17 left in the period.
This is CN Today. Running a railway so efficiently that we can track each rail car by the minute and carry information far beyond the reach of railway lines. To serve this land today and in the future, we must work this harder way with lean, compact efficiency, working the CN way into tomorrow's world.
Somewhat repetitive, but for you viewers in the East, this is the type of great end-to-end action and spectacular goaltending we've witnessed through the first 5 games.
Seems like a complete turnaround. In the first period, all Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers were shaking their heads, couldn't get it by Vernon. Now it's just the opposite with Grant Fuhr playing spectacularly.
Lead pass for McTavish. He has it hooked away from him by Sheehy. His shot knocked down at the line. Coffey has to retreat into his own zone. 5:53 left in period 2. Coffey in across the line. Coffey takes the shot through traffic off the leg. It bounces to the corner. Back to the other point. A drive by Charlie Huddy, stopped by Vernon. Sheehy gets it out now to Quinn. Quinn to Berezan on the left side. In across the line, working against Huddy. Taken in against the boards, back of the net. And there's a penalty coming up against, I believe, Paul Coffey of the Oilers. This is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
Many people feel it's improper to talk about bowel disease. But for hundreds of thousands of adults and children, bowel disease isn't a social issue. It's a part of life. It doesn't go away. And while we don't expect you to understand how they feel, there is something you can understand. The pain. The pain is real. Please help find a cure for bowel disease. Give to the Canadian Foundation for Ileitis and Colitis.
A big part of the Edmonton Oilers offense when Paul Coffey doesn't score. Coaches will instruct their players, always keep those legs going. Keep working, because you can often draw a penalty. And that's exactly what happened with Berezan trying to go around Coffey. So now the Calgary Flames, Don, will again try their luck in the power play. I guess the real guy to watch is number 29, Otto, positioning himself in front. When he gets a crack at that rebound, he knows what to do with it.
Krushelnyski against Otto. 19-15, the shots on goal still favoring the Oilers, but it was 14-3. Edmonton advantage after 1.
Also, the Flames have to be very aware of the Edmonton Oilers in the shorthanded situation. We watched that in Game 3, with the Oilers scoring 2 shorthanded goals.
Krushelnyski and Reinhardt now in the face-off circle. draw comes back to the line. Suter keeps it in. His weak shot knocked down in front, and the Oilers successfully clear the zone.
Again, you just watch number 99 for Edmonton. As soon as it looks like the Oilers will gain possession, he will immediately head out into a scoring position.
As Lou brought it in across the line, he had to hesitate just slightly, throwing his winger offside.
I really don't mean a scoring position. He'll get himself in the hole because you're going to have a hard time scoring this side of center ice. But Gretzky seems to be able to hide, go against the boards, and then you'll watch his defense, and that's a design play by the defenseman. They'll just look in the middle, clear an area, and get hit with that pass. And then it's up to him to try and beat somebody on a one-on-one.
Otto, Mullen, and Lou for the Flames up front. Reinhart and Suter back on the points. Suter takes the draw. In across the line, broken up by a sprawling Kevin Lowe, and the Flames have to go back into the neutral zone to regroup. Reinhart brings it in across the line, lost it, lead pass for Gretzky, it bounced off his stick. He goes into the corner with Suter. Gretzky trying to force the face-off, and he succeeds.
Well, there's an example of how quick the Edmonton Oilers move the puck out of their zone, pass to Curry, over to Gretzky. All of a sudden, it's in Calgary's end of the ice. And all Gretzky wanted to do at that time is just freeze it for a face-off. Gary Suter has been quite a surprise for the Calgary Flames, and Bob Johnson said this is going to be a learning experience for him. Well, he showed a lot of confidence in the youngster, and he's played him in every possible situation. And Suter has responded.
He was the recipient of that body check that put Lee Fogelin out on Saturday night, and Suter was feeling the effects of that one. He had a sore backside, and there was some speculation that he might be a casualty for this sixth game, but he is out there and playing well for the Flames. Lead pass to McDonald, broken up by Lowe. Now Napier comes in with McTavish. Napier decides to skate back into the center ice area, killing off seconds in the penalty to Paul Coffey. Spots an opening and drives it deep into the Calgary zone.
A good play by Napier. You just hang on to it until you're challenged, and then if there's no teammate to pass it, just get it down the ice.
4:15 remaining in the second. 2-1, the Flames lead the Oilers. Quinn stopped at the line. Napier dumps it out. Jamie McCowan fired it back in, but Quinn had gone in deep. He was trapped offside.
Well, it has been not a very good power play for the Calgary Flames. You know, when things are going poorly for you, the best thing to do is just start from your own end. Everybody come back and go together. The line go up together, and then what it usually takes is one good pass to set the line going. And if you could get that forechecker to come at you and get him caught, then you shouldn't have any trouble getting over the blue line.
35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Coffey. Suter to Mullen. He got the game's first goal on a power play. It's taken in against the boards. The battle continues. It comes back to the point. Reinhart tees it up. A shot deflects wide. Kevin Lowe gets it off the net. And he just to get it out. Here's a chance for Messier. Messier breaking in. Suter trying to catch up. Messier scores!
Now we had mentioned that perhaps breaks would be a telling point in this hockey game, and Reinhart gives it that effort of trying to keep the puck in. And once he sprawls out, well, when you have the speed of Mark Messier, away you go. Now he's being harassed from behind, but still manages to tuck it by Mike Vernon. Look at this speed. Here's back checker Suter trying to stop him. Vernon commits himself and then allows Messier to get that puck by for another shorthanded goal to the Edmonton Oilers.
As you said, Gary, they had two shorthanded goals in Game 4 in their 7-4 win. It's now tied at 2. A shorthanded tally by Mark Messier. True to his word, he said he'd come up with a big performance in Game 6, and what a big goal that is. Lowe and Fuhr draw assists on that shorthanded tally. Loose puck in the corner. Gretzky finds an opening and dumps it down the ice, and that will run out the penalty to Paul Coffey. 2-2 the score. McDonald ahead to Rysbrough. It bounced away from him, and the Oilers clear the zone. McCowan brings it back in. 3:14 left in the period as Paul Coffey goes behind his own net. Looking for Krushelnyski, deflected to Gretzky down into the Calgary zone. I guess Gretzky didn't touch it because it is an icing call against Edmonton with 3:03 left.
I'm looking forward to the day when I can spend a lot more time traveling. And you know, it was my London life agent who showed me how I can do it. A financial package called Freedom 55 gives me all the life insurance protection I need. And it'll help me retire as early as age 55. And that's when I'll start seeing the world the way I want to see it.
London Life believes life insurance is also for the living. Ask us about Freedom 55.
It's nice to be with a company that understands life, as well as life insurance.
3:03 left in the period, the face-off in the Edmonton zone.
You know, when Paul Reinhart tried to keep that puck inside the Edmonton zone, from Suter's part, he should have been pulling out, trying to protect that player, but that's the learning experience.
McInnes with a shot. That bounces off Anderson. Anderson is upset. There's going to be a penalty against Calgary. Anderson was racing after that puck that was deflected down into the Calgary zone, and McInnes really had no alternative but to trip him up, or Anderson might have been home free.
You're absolutely right, Don, and you know, you just respect the speed of the Edmonton Oilers. And, you know, from a defensive position, the last thing you want to do is hit a shin pad. If you see somebody coming at you, you just dump it in the corner. But you saw that McInnes was already in the act of shooting, and it's very difficult to stop when you're in that motion. So the Oilers, who have come back after Calgary taking that 2-0 lead, will enjoy a power play. Now it's the Flames that will be tested.
Bob Johnson has seen his team relinquish a short-handed goal that has tied it at 2. As his penalty-killing unit out there now, facing the Edmonton power play. Gretzky with a shot, saved by Vernon, and he covers up. They continue pushing and shoving for the puck, but the whistle had gone, and Mike Vernon had his catching glove on it.
Once the Oilers won the draw, now the wingers should be thinking one thing only. We got the draw. What our responsibility is to fight our way in front of Vernon. Let's see if that happens. Nobody's going for the net. Well, Vernon, he's going to make the save. Absolutely no way you're going to blow the puck by a guy from there. So where were the wingers on that play? They got to converge and set up the screen against Vernon.
Krushelnyski into the face-off circle against Joel Otto. We'll try and get it back to the line to Gretzky. Gretzky and Coffey are on the points. From the face-off, Gretzky over to Coffey off the side of the net. Coffey gets it again, another shot. That was knocked down in front. Rysbrough trying to clear it, kept in by Anderson. Anderson along the boards, back to the point for Gretzky. Gretzky tried to dump it ahead for Anderson. It was broken up by Joel Otto.
Well, Glenn Sather pulling out all the stops. He even has Charlie Huddy playing in a forward position.
Gretzky in across the line to Messier. Messier dumps it around the boards to the other side for Anderson. Anderson is hit by Shee. Coffey races in from the point. Now Messier for Anderson in the corner. Back to Coffey. Over to Charlie Huddy. A shot. It does not get through. It went off the stick of Lube. And Lube succeeds in dumping it down the ice. 2 minutes remaining in the second period. The score is tied at 2. 1:02 remaining in the penalty to Al McInnes as Gretzky circles at center ice. 4 Flames standing up at the blue line. And the Oilers are offside.
On that play, Gretzky had absolutely no chance but to either try to beat somebody at the blue line or bring it back to his own zone, because there was about 9 players right across that blue line. The Flames had everybody up there, and the Edmonton Oilers wingers were also standing still. So even if Gretzky shoots it in, there's no way they're going to be able to do an adequate job of forechecking.
Very narrow strip of ice attracted a lot of interest from the 9 skaters who are out on the ice.
Well, if you can condition yourself not to stick check, Don, and just take the body, finish the check. And, you know, that's what Howie Meeker has been saying in his telestrator for all games. You have to finish the check.
Broken up in the center ice zone and dumped in. Back after it is Messier with 44 seconds left in the penalty to Al McInnes. Gretzky on the wing to Messier. Messier being bothered by the checking of Quinn. Loses the puck. It comes back to the line. Poked away from Coffey by Quinn. Quinn breaking in. Drake trying to catch up with the play. Up front to Patterson. And the save by Grant Fuhr the second time. a pretty play with his penalty-killing partner, Patterson, but that man stopped it for the second time in the game.
Well, folks, it doesn't come any better than that as far as goaltending is concerned. We're getting another display of what it takes in playoff hockey to get your team over the hump. In the first period, it was Mike Vernon, and now Grant Fuhr. Well, we're going to get another look at it. Denias Quinn does the stripping of the puck. Now it's a 2-on-1 break. Paul Coffey got caught, and Quinn makes an excellent play here. Look at that little dump pass. And boy, what great timing by Grant Fuhr as he smothers that one. We're in absolute awe, Don, of what we have seen as far as the goaltenders are concerned. And if I just may make that point again of what Glenn Hall had said, if you're a goaltender and making the save, it is the greatest position to play. When you're not, it can be very frustrating and just like hell.
1:18 is the time remaining in the second period. 2-2 the score.
Number 11, Mark Messier. To the Flames, number 11, Colin Patterson. 2 minutes each for roughing. The time, 18:42.
A roughing call against both Messier and Patterson. That comes with 24 seconds remaining in the penalty to Al McInnes.
Well, there was quite a pile-up in front of Grant Fuhr. Now, it's not a bad penalty for either team. If you're going to go to the penalty box, try and take somebody with you. Face-off, Don. That's every time the puck is in your end of the ice, it's important to bear down in that face-off. Because the last thing you want is for the offensive team to win that draw cleanly.
Well, the Oilers have scored a shorthanded goal, the goal that tied the game. Twice, Colin Patterson has been absolutely robbed by Grant Fuhr in a shorthanded situation. Anderson is bumped. Drysdale comes up with the puck. He breaks out with Berezan. Long shot off the glass. It bounces over the net and right out in front, but Fuhr alertly scooped it up.
Boy, did he ever, and I like the hustle of Berezan coming in there, anticipating a weird bounce off the backboard. Kevin Lowe was right beside him. Now look at Berezan going down that right wing. Drysdale's going to shoot it in so that Berezan, he's in full motion, in top speed. He can do the adequate job of forechecking. Notice how Kevin Lowe just steered him away from Grant Fuhr.
Grant Fuhr plays a lot of fastball during the summer months, and he certainly picked that one up like a shortstop ready to make a play. Bob Murdoch issuing instructions to the players out on the ice with just 1 second remaining in the penalty to Al McInnes.
Well, what can we say, Don? Just another entertaining period. What could be better than going to the third all tie?
With 55 seconds remaining in the second, that is a distinct possibility. Flames enjoyed a 2-0 lead, but the Oilers fought back. And it's tied at 2. Suter takes a long drive off the skate. Stanley just failed to pick it up. He's bumped in the corner. McDonald has it. Out front, they jam away as it came off the end boards, and McDonald was unable to tuck it behind Grant Fuhr. An icing call as McInnes touches it with 35 seconds left in the third.
Almost a little bit premature there, wasn't it? Well, this is a time, boy, when especially the guys that are not playing a lot, you have to offer that encouragement to the players that are playing. And, you know, you can really alert your check if he gets away from you on the ice. For instance, if you're supposed to be assigned to a particular player and you're sitting on the bench and you see that your teammate hasn't got him covered, just yell at him. Alert him that, hey, the guy is sneaking behind you, and it's very helpful.
Well, during the Oilers' 24-month reign, no other team has pushed them like the Calgary Flames in playoff competition. In the corner to Curry. He dumps it down the ice. Reinhart over to McInnes. Back to Reinhart. Up into the center ice area. Broken up by Hunter. Hunter for McTavish. McTavish with a shot off a leg. Picks up the rebound. Unable to center it. However, Hunter gets it. Takes the shot. Burnham the save. Back to the line. Hunter over to the other side to Coffey. 10 seconds left. In front to Hunter. He couldn't get a shot away. Stanley off the board. Body. Puck comes loose. Curry couldn't control it, and it's dumped out as the horn sounds to end the period. And now McDonald and Curry do some pushing, and Honey gets involved with McDonald. It initially started with Curry, and very quickly the linesmen step in, and it appears that sensibly the teams will head off to the dressing room. And so the score at the end of the second period, Calgary 2 and Edmonton 2.
What went wrong?
He went back in.
Without cover?
We couldn't stop him.
He was just a kid.
Said it was his duty as a price checker, his mission to help Superstore win the war on high prices.
Kid.
Look!
Superstore, fighting for fair prices in our time.
You almost bought it that time, son.
Are you kidding? Not at their prices.
If only television had a lunchtime magazine show.
With news.
Yeah, and style and excitement.
News with style and excitement? Look again. That's what we do every day at midday. The facts, the fantasies, the fun, up front, behind the scenes, down the street, and around the world. Midday on CBC Television.
CBC Television. Look again. Zosky and Company. Peter's on the move, meeting famous Canadians. Community movers, people in the arts, and people on the way up.
Tell me about your first cello. Surely that didn't just come to you now.
Peter finds out about changing times and changing lifestyles.
You're talking about you being a star now. Am I going to like this? Well, I don't know.
Entertaining people. That's Zosky and Company. Tuesday night on CBC Television.
Hi, this is Stu Jeffries. I got a question for you. What have Kate Bush and Paul Stanley of KISS got in common? Give up? Well, we talked to both of them this Friday on Good Rockin' Tonight. Now, remember this? We'll give away 4 of these specially framed AHA prizes and cassettes of Hunting High and Low. Look here. Double theater passes to Pretty in Pink and Gung Ho, in addition to cassettes of Pretty in Pink and 9.5 Weeks. We've got videos from Wham, Starship, Miami Sound Machine, Jermaine Jackson, The Psychedelic Furs, even Blondie. Join us this and every Friday on Good Rockin' Tonight. That's a ton of prizes.
CBC News with Sheldon Turcotte.
Good evening. Here are tonight's top news stories. There's been a serious accident at a nuclear power plant in the Soviet Union. The Soviets say the accident damaged a reactor near the Ukrainian city of Kiev. They won't say how many people were injured, but increased levels of radiation have been detected as far away as Sweden. Here at home, scientists have issued a warning about another kind of environmental hazard, toxic rain. It's a form of air pollution that the scientists say could be worse than acid rain. In the Middle East, the Palestinian group led by Abu Nidal says it murdered a British tourist in Jerusalem yesterday. And a British newspaper has begun publishing the love letters of the Duchess of Windsor and the king who gave up his throne for her. The Duchess, who died on Thursday, will be buried tomorrow. We'll have these and other stories later tonight on the National and the Journal. And now, back to Hockey Night in Canada.
It's been said that the Oilers received reprieves in games 2 and 4 of the series. They may have received another in the second period as they trailed 2-0 but came back to tie on a shorthand goal by Mark Messier. In game number 5 of this series, the Oilers lost the services of Lee Fogelin with perhaps the toughest check of the series. There it is, Gary Suter and Fogelin meeting at center ice. Fogelin suffered a leg injury and had to leave the game, and he is not in the lineup tonight for the Oilers. But he has joined us here for the second intermission. Fogie, that hit almost typifies the whole series. It's been that physical, and things just haven't gone the Oilers' way as much as they'd like.
Well, we've been working hard, and it's been great hockey. We'd like to be up 3-2 in this series, but we're battling, and we're battling back tonight. And just when things always seem to be at the worst possible they can get, you bounce back, and that's what a great team's made of, and I have the feeling we're bouncing back tonight, and it's going to go to the 7th game.
There's been 2 or 3 reports on your leg injury, so let's make it official. How bad is it? Can you play Game 7 if there is one?
Well, I'm questionable now. I have a leg injury, and I'm doubtful probably for Wednesday night, but as long as the team goes to the 7th game, I'm happy.
You were credited with playing a role in getting the Oilers ready for Game 4. How much can you do as the Oilers play in the most important game of the year tonight?
Well, I can't do too much. The guys were sky high before the game, and they know close wasn't good enough tonight. We had to go out and have a heck of an effort, and the guys are doing it tonight. It seemed we played probably our best period of all the first period, and we came up empty-handed. We were down 2 goals, but everybody battled back, and we had a big goal by Mark Messier, and it seemed to turn things around for us, and hopefully this 3rd period is going to go our way.
It's going to be an interesting 3rd period. Thank you, Lee Fogelin.
Thank you.
Lee Fogelin of the Oilers coming up next to report on the Wales Conference playoffs. The Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC continue in just a moment.
Only one herbicide gives comprehensive control of wild oats, green foxtail, and your worst broadleaf weeds. Hoggrass 2. It kills an incredible spectrum of 21 weeds without tank mixing. Wild oats, green foxtail, wild buckwheat, lamb's quarters. 21 weeds in wheat, flax, and most barleys. It could be the only herbicide you need. For comprehensive control, Hoggrass 2 from Herbst.
One, two.
Strike 4? What game is this, anyway?
The provincial. It's played every Friday.
And it's a hit, and he's going past first, and he's going around second, and he's going around third, and he's heading for fourth, and heading home.
Every provincial ticket is good for 5 Fridays to win $500,000.
5 Fridays to strike it rich.
I love Fridays.
The things people go through making their presentations more presentable, making their memos more memorable, making themselves understood. That's one reason we invented the Macintosh, to improve the way people communicate by turning ideas that look like this into ideas that look like this. Macintosh from Apple.
Are you still using your microwave for defrosting and more defrosting? Then you need this new magazine called Microwave Know-How. It shows you all the skills for successful microwave cooking. In week 1, the secrets of browning, tips like adding salt after cooking, hints on how to make pastry really crisp, plus special new microwave recipes like pineapple lemon pie. Get it and soon you'll be
stewing, roasting, baking, caking, fishing, ricing, pasta making.
Microwave Know-How, issue 1 and 2 in your store now.
They say everybody falls once. Newfoundlanders who left the sea to make their living high above New York. Join Hannah Gardner on the 5th Estate, Wednesday.
Goals by Joey Mullen and John Tonelli appeared to have Calgary on their way, but Esa Tikkanen and Mark Messier replied for the Oilers. It's 2-2 after 2 periods of play at the Olympic Saddledome. Well, goals were hard to come by last night in the Wales Conference playoffs. Dave Hodge has this report on the Adams and Patrick Division Finals.
In the Prince of Wales Conference, one finalist has been determined, and we'll know the other after tomorrow's 7th game of the Adams Division Final between the Hartford Whalers and the Montreal Canadiens. The Whalers sent that series to a 7th and deciding game with a goal by Kevin Dineen and stellar net-minding by Mike Liut last night. Liut's shutout was not the day at the beach his post-game dress might suggest.
The Hartford Whalers force a 7th game in this Adams Division Final series, thanks largely to the goaltending of Mike Liut. Congratulations on the shutout. How'd you feel in there?
Well, in retrospect, I guess I felt pretty good, but my leg didn't bother me. It was just Woody, our trainer, said it's a 5-day injury. Today's a 5th day, and it's been coming along, and you know, what can I say? There's no tomorrow, and we can use all those cliches, so it had to feel good.
You must like the city of Montreal. You're planning another engagement there Tuesday night.
Well, the Forum, I mean, we all grew up with the Forum, so I guess the 7th game is apropos for, you know, when you're dealing with Montreal.
One save you made in the 3rd period really caught my eye on Mario Lemieux when he was in close. Can you remember that one?
Well, when Lemieux got in, it was sort of a bouncing puck, and when he corralled it, I think it surprised him as much as anything, and he was in so close, and the ice was very bad, so by the time he really could do anything with it, it wasn't a matter of, it was just a matter of staying in front of him, and what can you do, you know, you just hope he hits you with it.
Do you want to give us a word on Kevin Dineen, who got the only goal of the hockey game and really was a spark plug for the Hartford Whalers?
Kevin, you know, for me, you know, he reminds me of the guy that I played with in St. Louis, and Brian Sutter. They both wear 11, and they're both the same hockey player. They're little guys, but they play like big guys, and that's it in a nutshell.
Thanks for joining us, Mike. All the best in Game 7.
Okay.
Mike Liut of the Hartford Whalers, Game 7, Tuesday night, Montreal Forum.
The Whalers or Canadiens will host the first game of the Wales Conference Final, and the visitors will be the New York Rangers, the surprising champions of the Patrick Division. Here's how 2 of their heroes reacted last night after eliminating the favored Washington Capitals.
I'm so proud of those guys. I guess I could just bursting out all over.
Are you surprised? Are you shocked by what has transpired?
No, I guess surprises and shock come more readily, but when guys work hard and they pay attention to details, sometimes you surprise and shock a lot of people along the way.
Ted, what are you going to tell the guys?
Well, I'm going to let them bask in a little bit of the limelight. You know, it's been a long time since we've hung a banner up here, and I think Patrick Division champions are going to look pretty good on the Garden.
Oh, it's unbelievable. This place is coming down out there. It's sure bedlam, and it was deafening out there. It was unbelievable, but the emotion of it all, winning it at home, we let it slip the last time against Philadelphia, and we wanted to win it at home, but we got by them. So this time we concentrated each and every period in the locker room. We got enough rest as we needed, and we knew we could win because we won the last game. We won in their building, and we knew what it took.
You have kept your emotions very quiet. You've been very low-key throughout the playoffs. How have you been able to do that, John?
Well, I think it's a group type thing. We don't want to build ourselves up and then for a big fall. I mean, we're underdogs going into every series we play, and right now we're going to the semifinals. We won the Patrick Division. Low key, it's something that you really have to concentrate on what you say in and out of the locker room, and go just live day to day and try to avoid most of the attention.
I know you're not a big person for predictions, but do you feel at this point in time that the Rangers can win the Stanley Cup?
Well, the Stanley Cup is a long way away yet. I think we could win the steps to getting to the Stanley Cup. We've had success against Edmonton if we play them. We've had success against Montreal if we play them, and Hartford also. So we feel pretty confident the teams we're going to play. Coaching staff's been pretty well able to dissect what the other team's doing, and that's a big key.
Rangers at Hartford or Montreal. That will be the Prince of Wales Conference Final. Live on CBC, this is Hockey Night in Canada.
The new Mercuries. You can drive the future now. The new Mercuries.
Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're off to see the Wizards. Most wizardly wizards there was. We're going to Expo 86 because...
How do we get there? What do we do there? Where do I get some oil?
Esso!
All the stuff you need to know in the free Expo guide from Esso.
Thank you. No trouble.
We're going to Expo 86 to see the wizardly wondrous things that be. We're out to see the Wizards.
Flames scored the first 2 goals of the period, but the Oilers roar back. It's 2-2 as we get ready for the 3rd period of Game 6 in the Smythe final. Howie Meeker, a great start for the Flames and a great finish for the Oilers.
Well, we said off the top of the show that the Edmonton Oilers have to be 100% better in their own end. If anything, they're as bad as ever, but thank goodness for Fuhrer and folks. If the Oilers go on and win this series, every Edmonton player should give them 25% of their check for winning this series. I'll tell you, he's just sensational. We've got the Mullen goal here for you, and he does make a heck of a save. Now, on every goal that's scored, particularly when it starts in this end, and this is Suter, and he will receive the pass. Okay, you get 2 or 3 chances now. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. Now, look at all this player here has to do is run into him. Now, just slow it down. Look, he plays the puck of all things. Suter along to Lube. Now, Suter continues on and picks up the puck here, and it's a 2-on-1. Now, stop it right there. Okay, there's the 2-on-1, and there's the defenseman. I think it's Coffey. Okay, now, Suter will carry it in. Now, stop it right here. This fella has to do something, has to come and take this man, because you know Fuhrer's going to make the save. Now, watch what happens. Now, stop it right there. Look at, instead of coming and taking Mullen, who's looking for the rebound, he's going around in here and does absolutely nothing. Fuhrer stands on his head, makes the save, the rebound comes out, hits the guy that should be attacking Mullen, and Mullen goes in and puts it into a wide-open net. If I'm the goalie, I go out there and I take that stick and I break it across that turkey. I really do. Okay. No excuse for it.
That was a power play goal, but a minute and a half later, the Flames score again. Were there the same type of breakdowns?
Well, yeah, really. It really was. But just a great skill performance here by Reinhart. Reinhart gets the puck in here. Watch his backhand in the air pass. And the key is that too many players, Edmonton players are caught and the defense are caught. Stop it right there. There's your trouble there. Caught again. Now, watch the play. This goes to Riseborough. And Tonelli just skating down the wing. Now, stop it right there. Just a little bit further so I can... There. Stop it right there. Now, Fuhrer guesses wrong. Fuhrer is playing the shot from here, and it didn't happen. What he had to do is back up a little more. When the puck is in that position there, Fuhrer had to be here so he could slide across, stack his pads, and make some kind of a play on Tonelli. But the pass beat him, and he just couldn't get there quick enough. Had he been back another 2 feet or on top of the crease, no doubt at all, he would have made the save. All right, now here's what we're talking about. Watch this. This is Lube with the puck.
Now watch Fuhr. Watch Fuhr play this right. Lube with the puck. Stop it here. Now see him back up. He backs up, plays the pass. Now watch him come across and just make a super save. He's in a position to be able to make the save. Stacks the pads, gets there quick. Great push-off. One he played iffy, the other he played perfect.
Okay, and after that, the Oilers started to move, so you got to give Grant Fuhr a lot of credit. Did the Flames do anything you didn't like after that?
No. I just think that you can't make mistakes. Hey, they got Messier going. You make a mistake with Messier. Now that he's finally going, he's going to put it in the net. And this third period just has to be a humdinger, folks, and let the best team win.
That about sums it up, Howie. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
You've got to try and try again. And for years and years, get up dark and early. Work hard and play hard. Take it on the chin and take heart. That's what you need to carry a team all the way to victory. We on the Continental Bank team have been strong supporters of Canada's national hockey program, and we'll be with them all the way to the 1988 Winter Olympics. Continental Bank of Canada. We're Team Canada's bankers in action.
Last year, 378 major auto races, like the Indy 500, were won on Goodyear Racing Eagles. That's more than 9 times as many wins as all other makes of tires combined. And that proven Goodyear quality is why more people decide you either have Goodyear Eagles or you need them.
Goodbye, Dan. Hello, Joe. Chola Billy. Bowl of chili. Bill Dickel. Dale Pickle. And a model of Bolson Golden. Gottle Bolson Mogan. Mogan Golson. Golson Mogan. Molson Golson. Moslin Golson. The smooth one. Ah, Bolson Bolden.
Molson Golden. Smooth no matter how you say it.
Golson Molan.
Join us for more Stanley Cup playoff action Wednesday. If the Oilers win tonight, we'll have Game 7 of the Smythe Division Final from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. If the Flames win, we'll have Game 7 of the Norris Final between the Leafs and Blues from St. Louis. That's Wednesday night on the Stanley Cup tradition of Hockey Night in Canada.
Well, we're 20 minutes away from determining whether or not there will be a 7th game. Gary Dornhofer, how will the two teams approach this final period?
Don, I think that you have to go at each other aggressively. I don't think the way to play this third period is by playing it safe and just hanging back. So I think both teams will try to create something, try to make something happen, but you can do it very intelligently. And I think both goaltenders know that from time to time, there's going to be a lapse defensively, and they have to be there to stone the shooter and keep this game a tie. But I agree with Howie. We're in for one heck of a third period. Because for one team, the Edmonton Oilers, they have to win. Calgary Flames, if they go down in defeat tonight, at least they have another chance.
Okay, period 3 of the 6th game underway. Krushelnyski is straightened up at the line with a check by Jamie McCowan. The Flames shoot it back into the Edmonton zone. Charlie Huddy up along the boards for Gretzky. Gretzky coming out with Coffey. Coffey dumps it in. McInnes goes back of his net, plays it up around the boards. Lube trying to get it out. Huddy keeps it in. McCowan goes back of his net, tries to come out the other side. Berezan gets it out into the center ice area. Broken up, however, by the Oilers. Now McCowan will try it for Calgary. He dumps it in and goes to the bench on the change as Kevin Lowe goes back into his own zone. Rink wide pass to Huddy. He looks rink wide for Teakin and intercepted by McDonald. McDonald, quick shot, saved by Fuhr. McDonald battling in the corner, loses it to Kevin Lowe. Lowe.
That's what both teams are going to need. You saw when Grant Fuhr made the save, how quickly Kevin Lowe came in to handle that rebound.
Kevin Lowe plays it off the boards, down the ice. Racing back after it is Tikkanen. It goes back of the goal, picked up there by the Flames, and a smart move by Vernon. He let it go, and as a result, icing call. From the Olympic Saddledome in Calgary, this is Stanley Cup 86 on CBC.
This is not just another sprayer. Lemmer, for the very latest and very best. High-tech ceramic cylinder and tungsten piston ensure easy spraying with all paints. No clogging with latex. Superior in construction and performance. A snap to clean. Lemmer, a Canadian company, with service centers from coast to coast. Lemmer paint sprayers are available at leading paint, hardware, and building supply stores.
Face off to the right of Grant Fuhr. Kaplinski tried to spin around and let a shot go. He was checked by Gregg. It goes into the corner for Otto. Otto being watched by Messier, trying to move out. Using his strength, a shot. It goes wide off the end boards. Mullen just failed to pick it up. McTavish, reach wide pass to Curry. Curry going in alone. Hook check. Rebound fired wide by Messier. But what a move Vernon made in poking the puck away from Yari Curry. Challenging the 68-goal scorer during regular season play. Sheehy takes the shot. It is stopped at the side of the net by Lowe. Penalty coming up. Lowe is going to be going off for a high-sticking Joe Mullen with 18:06 remaining in the third period.
Just because you've washed your car doesn't mean you're finished. After each wash, you need some Armor All. On the dash, the bumper, and especially the tires. After all, when you're in love, what's a few extra minutes? Armor All. It's the finishing touch every time you wash your car.
Just another battle in the corner with Kevin Lowe. High-sticking Mullen draws the penalty. I mean, this is contact. Up comes the pitchfork right around the neck. So Lowe draws the penalty. But Curry in all alone. And that goal stick can be used for a lot of different things. Not only stopping pucks, but the poke check. And what a glorious opportunity Mark Messier had. But excellent work by young Mike Vernon.
Messier firing that rebound over top of an open Edmonton net, or Calgary net. McInnes with the shot, big save by Fuhr. He came well out. He had a couple of people trying to screen him. He came out to stop that shot.
Fuhr goes into that crouch when he makes a save, but you notice how the rebounds are just sitting in there. That's one thing Calgary has to converge on those and really take advantage of that long rebound.
Tonelli falls. McDonald has it in the corner. Gretzky's in there with Don Jackson. Tonelli falls, loses the puck. Gretzky starts out. Gretzky falls in the center ice area, and it's batted down into the Calgary zone by Yari Curry. Curry and Messier missing a glorious chance to give the Oilers the lead for the first time in the game. Play broken up and jumped out into the center ice area. Reinhart brings it in. Reinhart drops it back to the line to McDonald, over to McInnes. It hopped away from him initially. He gets it again to Suter. Suter takes the shot. It's deflected up into the crowd.
That seems to be the plan of attack for the Calgary Flames, is to get those shots from the point. In the first few games, the Flames on the power play will trying to really force the pass through about 2 or 3 players. But Bob Johnson will do that. He'll change the plan of attack and the style that they're going to play from time to time. And you hear them hollering and offering encouragement. He wants to have a word with Gary Suter. Gretzky, Don, in that first period played close to 12 minutes. In the second period, he played 9 minutes and 1 second. You mentioned about seeing a lot of ice time. He certainly has.
And he'll be on the ice a lot in this third period. Killing penalties, working on the power play, taking a regular shift. Messier for Napier. Napier going in, a shot saved by Vernon. Vernon in this third period has come up with the big saves, as Grant Fuhr did late in that second period. Reinhart being forced back, gets it over to Suter, now to Loog. Loog with Mullen. Loog trying to work to the corner, dumps it back to the net for Mullen. He attempted to center it, but Huddy got it. Unable to clear, a shot knocked down in front, and Coffey flips it out to the center ice area. A race for it as it goes all the way back in the Calgary zone. Just 7 seconds remaining in the penalty. Gretzky almost stole it away from Suter as he tried to come out from the side of the net. McTavish steals it with Gretzky. A deflection, Vernon, and save!
A giveaway by the Calgary Flames, deep in their own zone. And we mentioned so many times how Gretzky always hangs behind. He's in no hurry to come out of the offensive zone. He'll just wait in there. Now watch, here's the giveaway, a soft pass. And McTavish, he doesn't see Gretzky right away. And at the last second, he just directs that snapshot at him. Gretzky was hiding in the corner. Oh boy, you gotta use the boards coming out of that end zone. Now watch Gretzky head for the net. He's yelling at him, give me the puck. And Vernon, that's the third excellent save that Vernon has made in this third period.
16:02 is the time remaining. The score tied at 2. You said after the first 2 games in Edmonton, Gary, what will these teams do for an encore? What they've done is to provide even more entertainment in games 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here's the chance for Anderson. That was deflected as the puck came directly to him out in that slot area. Now Berezan brings it out with Colin Patterson. Patterson working in, leaving it there for Kerry Wilson. It was poked away by Randy Gregg. Gretzky gets it ahead to Anderson. Anderson trying to go around McCowan. He's taken in against the board. McInnes lays it around the other side, picked up by Kerry Wilson. Rink wide pass for McCowan. McCowan's attempt at a return pass broken up by the Oilers and shot back into the Calgary zone. 15:26 left in the third. The score tied at 2. The puck comes out to center ice. Wilson behind his back to Berezan. Trying to go around Coffey, and Coffey recovered to take the puck away. Now it's Gretzky. Has he been off the ice in this third period? With a shot off the leg, and it's played into the corner. Comes up along the boards. Coffey managing to keep it in. Having difficulty controlling it against Mullen. Mullen gets it loose, brings it out, and as he comes in across the line, he's knocked down. The fans react, but there was no whistle. Now in the center ice area. Anderson can't go anywhere with it. Picked up again by Mullen. He tried to slide it in for Kaplinski. Broken up by Coffey, ahead to Gretzky. Gretzky gets it over to Tikkanen. Tikkanen looking for Curry. Curry tried to grab that rebound, manages to get it back to the point to Smith with a shot. It goes wide off the end board. It goes back into the corner, picked up by Otto. The Oilers applying pressure here in the third. Mullen making the shot against Jackson. Picking it up now is Kaplinski, or McCowan, I should say. He goes to the corner, loses it. Messier starts back. He's got Curry with him. Messier going around the Flame defender out front for Jackson. Jackson took a weak shot, and Vernon makes the save. 14:08 is the time left in the third.
People may not like the Edmonton Oilers, but you have to respect the effort that they give. They have come out here in this third period and have just taken it to the Calgary Flames. Vernon has been called upon to make 3 game-saving saves because it's been all Oilers.
McTavish tried to get it loose for Napier. It was picked off and brought out by Tonelli. He has McDonald with him. Fired into the corner. Kevin Lowe gets back there for Edmonton. Lowe plays it around the boards for McTavish. With Hunter and Napier. McTavish to Napier. Putting on the brakes. In front to Hunter. Hunter with a shot. Vernon the save as he came out of the net.
There again is that speed of the Edmonton Oilers and how the Calgary Flames are getting away from their game plan. They're not challenging. The gap between the forwards and defensemen is very wide, and so a pass now sets up the line rush. Look at Hunter again. Excellent chance. Out comes Vernon to challenge and smothers it. That's the 4th good scoring chance, and we played less than 7 minutes in this third period.
Muir and Vernon have been spectacular. We run out of superlatives, Don. The team that wins this series, either goaltender, certainly a candidate for the Conn Smythe Trophy. Here's a shot from the point. Knocked down by Colin Patterson. Randy Gregg goes back into his own zone to Lowe. Long lead pass to McTavish. McTavish drives it in. Vernon stops it back to the net. He plays it around to Patterson. He gets it out to the center ice area. Lowe again trying to organize with Randy Gregg. Gregg for McTavish. McTavish is bumped by Terry Johnson. Back come the Flames for Rysbrough. Rysbrough fakes the shot. Keeps the puck. Directs it to the net. McDonald couldn't get a shot away. Gets a stick on it. Then he's taken in against the boards. Napier comes in there along with Hunter, and they force the whistle. Now we have a break in the action. A reminder that this program is copyright and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, distribution, or exhibition, in whole or in part, without the express consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, is strictly prohibited.
This is certainly a very difficult time for the players in both teams. You know, you bite your nails, you're looking at the clock. The last thing you want to do is be the goat with a giveaway.
12:57 remaining. They'll face off again to the left of Grant Fuhr.
Not before, you saw McDonald in the corner with two men. Rysbrough was hanging back. He wasn't going to take any chances in case the Oilers got possession and moved out very quickly. So he was content to have it for a face-off.
Draw comes back to the line. Anderson unable to get it out. In the corner now. Huddy trying to force it out along the boards. Lube kept it in. Then Lube is checked by Gretzky, and the Oilers break out. 3-on-2. Gretzky across the line for Coffey. Coffey and Griffey score! Glenn Anderson knocks it in.
The battle along the boards. When you lose those battles, that's what really hurts. And look at Gretzky just pull out. Now it's a 3-on-3 break. Keep an eye on Anderson. He kind of goes to the side and then moves into the slot very quickly. He goes away from the flow and then comes back. He's not picked up, and he just puts it right through the legs of Mike Vernon. Well executed by the Oilers. And again, the speed of the Oilers has now taken over. They are just at their top of their game, Don. The Flames having difficult time keeping up.
Anderson from Coffey and Gretzky. That goal coming at 7:24. Here's the chance. Great save by Fuhr off that blast from McInnes. Brilliant goaltending at both ends of the rink in this game in a 3-2 Edmonton lead. Gretzky again to the line. He was knocked down as he dumped it in. Now McInnes falls. The puck goes loose. McInnes manages to recover and gets it out into the center ice area. Ginelli brings it in across the line for McDonald. He winds up with save by Fuhr. In the corner, McDonald bumps low. It comes back to the point. McInnes with a shot. It was deflected wide. Picked up off the boards by Anderson to Gretzky. Gretzky gets it over to Anderson with Tikkanen. Anderson a shot. That deflects off the skate to the corner. Otto bumping with Tikkanen in the corner. Puck comes loose out to the neutral zone. Now Randy Gregg shoots it in. 11:35 remaining in the third. 3-2. The Oilers in front. The Flames trying to move it out of their own zone. They succeed in getting it out to center ice, but it seems every time they do, there's an Oiler there to cover them.
Well, they've got good movement, Don, and you heard Glenn Sater talking how important it is to break for the holes. Once the puck carrier has it, you keep trying to get into that open ice.
A battle at the line for the puck, and as Reinhart was fighting there with Messier, he went offside. Stanley Cup 86 on CBC is coming to you from the Olympic Saddle Dome in Calgary.
Something before dinner, sir.
I'd like half a bottle of Golden.
A half bottle, sir?
Of Molson Golden.
Howard, you won't believe this, but there's some weirdo over there who wants a half bottle of Golden. And this gentleman would like the other half. Sir, would you like the top half or the bottom half?
You're smooth, son. Smooth as golden.
11:10 the time remaining. 3-2, the go-ahead goal by Glenn Anderson in this third period. The first time the Oilers have led tonight. The Oilers drive it in. Curry ties up his man along the boards. Joel Otto and Messier battle for it. And Tikkanen is bumped. Otto gets up and dumps it out to center ice.
See how far in Jackson was in that play? He was right at the face-off circle. So the Oilers will pinch in. Once that puck is shot around the boards, that's when a defenseman can move in.
Fed into Mullen. Mullen trying to split the defense, and he was upset. Smith gets the puck up along the boards. Not out. Curry dumps it back into the corner for Smith. Smith goes rink wide to Hunter. Hunter plays it off the boards down the ice, and going back after it is Terry Johnson. Now 10:27 left in the third. 3-2. The Oilers lead the Flames. Game 6 of this Smythe Division Final. If there is a seventh, it will take place in Edmonton on Wednesday night, and we'll have it for you on Hockey Night in Canada. Puck bounces back to the Edmonton line. Huddy to Coffey. Back to Huddy. The Oilers moving the puck down into the Calgary zone once again. Coffey trying to pick it up off the end boards. He's bumped there by Sheehy. Lube also gets involved. So does Quinn, and it comes out to the center ice area, and it's fired back in.
Well, the shot total reached 7-4 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers in this period.
Hogan Lube is hurt. He's down in front of the Calgary bench. He appeared to catch a stick up in the throat area in that bumping and shoving along the boards.
And there's going to be a penalty called. Skaharski has skated to the penalty box area, and it will be Paul Coffey that draws the penalty.
Bearcat Murray out there now as he is looking at the throat area, and there appeared to be a rather nasty welch on the neck of Hogan Lube. That comes with 9:42 remaining in the third, so there will be definite pressure on the Edmonton Oilers, but the concern at the Calgary bench is for the health of Hogan Lube. He is going to get up and head off to the bench. So the Calgary Flames will have an all-important power play.
About 200 times a minute, someone, somewhere, chooses Esso gasoline.
It's no trouble.
Now Lube has the ice pack in his neck. Paul Coffey's in the penalty box. Keep an eye on Lube. Actually, Lube gives the first hack, and Paul Coffey will give the retaliation. And boy, in a one-goal game, Don, you have to take whatever is dished out. You can't retaliate because normally it's a retaliation that is picked up by the official.
The Oilers leading 3-2. They've outshot the Flames 30-21. The Flames here with a power play opportunity. They're led by McInnes. Over on the wing to Joel Otto. Otto working against Kevin Lowe. Leaves it there for Quinn. Quinn goes back to the net. Still hanging on to it. To the point to Suter. He attempted to get it over to McInnes. It slid out across the line. McInnes will try it again. McInnes drives it in. Quinn trying to pick it up off the boards. It goes into the corner. Quinn tried to center it. He's being checked there by Gretzky. Gets it back to the line to Suter. Over to McInnes. He winds up. His shot is deflected. It goes wide. Quinn off the end board. Battling there with Gretzky. Gretzky gets it out. He was looking for Curry as the two of them broke out. But McInnes got back first. Suter gets it ahead to Quinn. And it's offside.
Now the Flames got everybody standing still at the blue line. If there's no skating room and they dump it in, they have absolutely no chance of picking up that puck. What you want to do is start the line rush and have everybody in motion. And goodness sakes, if you have to shoot it in, at least your forwards have a chance if they're skating. But absolutely no chance of doing the forechecking if they're standing still or beating anybody at the blue line if they're standing still.
1:01 remaining in the penalty to Paul Coffey. Grand Pure has performed as spectacularly as any goaltender in a playoff series.
Now down there was 2 shots by Patterson. Both of them had goal written all over it. And Grant Fuhr was spectacular in keeping the puck out of the net. But he's been doing it all year.
The other night after the 4-1 loss in Edmonton, there were some fans suggesting that maybe Glenn Sather should make a goaltending change.
Probably the first time they ever saw a hockey game.
Messier taking the face off against Wilson, gets the draw to Anderson, and Anderson dumps it down into the Flame zone. Suter's going to get a penalty. Anderson was trying to get away from him, and that will neutralize the man advantage. Or is Anderson going to go off as well? Yes, it's going to be both Anderson and Suter going off.
Now there was a trip and there was the elbow, so they'll both go to the penalty box. Good call by Koharski. It looked like Suter was doing a pretty good mugging job on Anderson as he was skating down the ice. Now let's see if we can pick it up right at the center ice. There's the takeout. Now who's holding who? Anderson trying to fight his way. It gives quite an elbow. And then there's a trip by Suter.
And again, Glenn Sather can't be happy with the retaliation because the penalty had been called on Suter before Anderson threw the elbow at him.
For the Flames, number 20, Gary Suter, 2 minutes for tripping.
53 seconds left in the penalty to Paul Coffey. Howie Meeker at the start of our telecast tonight said that Mark Messier, Paul Coffey, and Glenn Anderson and Yari Curry would have to get going. They would have to get some points. Well, they have.
Well, those are the guys that were doing it all year for the Oilers, especially from a production point of view. You know, you're still going to have your grinders and the guys that do the corner work and checking, but the pure scorers have to score. That's their job, and they have to do it.
Lanny McDonald starting out slowly, drops it back now. Rink wide pass for Reinhardt. It crossed 2 lines.
You know, it'd be great if everybody was a goal scorer, Don, and there wouldn't be a problem that way, but not everybody is blessed with the talent and the ability to put the puck in the net. And now Bob Johnson finds his team having to battle back here at home. The Oilers have quieted this crowd.
Okunlube returns to the ice after catching that stick in the throat area. He's a key member of the power play for the Calgary Flames. He handles that puck so well. He and Dan Quinn work on those special teams a lot for the Flames. 37 seconds left in the penalty to Paul Coffey. 8:16 remaining in the third. Joel Otto brings it out on the right side. He drives it into the corner. Reinhardt tried to pick it up. Randy Gregg got there first. Here comes Messier. He breaks out. He has Hunter with him. Gets it across to Hunter. Hunter kicks it to the goal mouth. Vernon steers it to the corner as Otto took Messier out of the play. Now back comes Mullen. Mullen drops it off to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Lube. Lube over to McInnes. The shot. It does not get through. Knocked down by Randy Gregg. And finally, Messier spots an opening and rips it the length of the ice, and that's the end of the penalty to Paul Coffey.
Well, McInnes did get good wood on it. When you're shooting from the point, you have to be able to get a power shot there.
Here's a breakaway for McTavish going in. He was tied up by Lanny McDonald and did not get a shot as Vernon grabbed a loose puck. Hockey Night in Canada returns in a moment.
Announcing an important step forward in auto service, the Canadian Tire Service Promise.
At Canadian Tire, we promise to fix your car right. And it's not right until you're satisfied. The bill you get will never be more than the estimate you approve. We guarantee our work, we guarantee our parts. We promise to do only what's necessary. For auto service that sets new industry standards, the right choice is Canadian Tire. Nothing unexpected, nothing unexplained. We promise.
The seconds ticking away. 7:30 remaining in the third. 3-2. The Oilers lead it. Go-ahead goal in this third period by Glenn Anderson. It was scoreless after 1. Calgary jumped into a 2-0 lead in the second, but the Oilers fought back to tie it, and they've moved in front for the first time in the hockey game here in the third. Trying to protect now a 1-goal advantage as Risebrough brings it out. He drives it in to Nelly, trying to pick it up off the end boards. Has it knocked off his stick? Back comes Krushelnyski with Gretzky. Krushelnyski into the corner for Gretzky. Gretzky back to Krushelnyski. A backhand shot, and Vernon got a piece of that. To the other corner. Gretzky has it again. Gretzky tried to get it across to Curry. It was knocked down by McCowan. Then ahead to Tonelli. Whistled down on a two-line pass.
Well, Krushelnyski really showed his strength there in front of the net. And Bob Johnson mentioned earlier in the series that when you're leading, the time seems to go by very slowly. When you're behind, you run out of time. Well, there's only 7 minutes left. Let's have another look at Krushelnyski. Just getting a piece of it, or Vernon just getting a piece of it, going behind him. But boy, he shows great strength. He is very difficult to move, either when he has the puck in the corner or in front.
Face-off just inside the Calgary line. Lowe gets the draw and drives it into the Calgary zone. Johnson playing it around on the boards, but it's kept in as Berezan was bumped. McTavish is dumped in the corner. He took a swipe at Johnson, but there was no whistle. Play broken up by Napier. Napier doing a strong job of back-checking. Napier gets the puck now. Napier controlling, looking back to the point, now goes cross ice. McTavish, a backhand shot. That went off the skate in front of the net. McTavish has played a strong game for the Oilers tonight. In the corner, Hunter trying to dig it out. He does, but it goes to the stick of Lou. Now to Berezan. Berezan crosses the line, drop pass offside. 6:18 left to play in the third.
Well, the Oilers just not giving the Calgary Flames any opportunity of getting on track. They're almost standing still every time they touch the puck. And, you know, we often wonder whether Edmonton can win a 2-1 hockey game or a 3-2 game. Well, that's what they find themselves in right now. Very close checking. I'll tell you, that's contact, folks. We have seen that in all 6 games. Actually, this is probably the least amount of hitting that we've had in any game, but the first 5. It was there.
There have been some hits to remember in this series. Kevin Lowe on Joel Otto. Lee Fogelin on Gary Suter. Curry across the line. Tikkanen streaking for the net. There's the shot, and it's kicked out by Vernon. Another drive by Paul Coffey goes off the glass. Back of the net for Tikkanen. Tikkanen trying to slide it out front. McCowan got it back to the blue line. Not out. Centered. Nobody there. Now it's Mullen into the center ice area. Lead pass for Puklinski. You're way out of the net to make the save. And he hangs on as Puklinski sprawls over top.
And from a goaltender's point of view, when the opportunity presents itself, you have to make a decision very quickly. Do I go or do I stay? Obviously, Grant Fuhr made the right one on this play. And when you have a big tractor trailer cruising down on you, good play by Grant Fuhr. Kind of went into a crouch position so he wouldn't get hurt on the play.
5:39, the time left to play. Grant Fuhr, who has started all but one of the playoff games the Oilers have been in this 1986 Stanley Cup chase. Loose puck picked up by Tonelli. Tonelli out front. They bang away. Where is it? Fuhr's got it. Risebrow. McDonald jamming away as Kevin Lowe had broken his stick.
Don, that's the closest that the Calgary Flames have come to scoring in this period. And there's quite a jam up in front. And you just keep hacking away. Hopefully you can get it by the crease. You notice that the Oilers weren't knocking anybody down until the very end. Everybody was trying to grab a hold of that puck with their stick.
So Fuhr again makes the save, and Bob Johnson, in commenting about Grant Fuhr before Game 5, said it always seems he makes the save when the Edmonton Oilers need it most.
He's been our stumbling block, he would say.
Long shot at Fuhr gloves and hangs on to it. 5:23 is all that remains, separating us from a 7th game.
Power at the flick of a switch. Power that cuts through thick and tall. Quiet power that's easy to handle. No gas, no oil, no struggle. The new Black & Decker electric lawnmower. The name in lawn and garden care because Black & Decker has acquired General Electric lawnmowers. and backs all Black & Decker Lawn and Garden products with a 2-year warranty. Nothing cuts it like Black & Decker. The powerhouse in lawn and garden care.
Face off to the right of Fuhr. Played off the boards into the neutral zone. McInnes for Tonelli. Tonelli brings it in across the line to McDonald. McDonald looking for Risebrown in front of the net. Couldn't get the pass to him. Now goes behind the net. Out front. McDonald was tied up by Lowe. Couldn't get a shot. Suter from a bad angle. Whistled it through the crease. Another blast by McInnes, and that deflected up into the crowd.
Well, McInnes would like to get one of his patented hard drives from the point low on the ice so one of his teammates can deflect it, but he really hasn't had time to unload it. Face it, the Oilers, they respect the shot. They know what a powerful weapon it can be, and they're not going to give him time to get that shot away. The Calgary Flames have enjoyed 2-goal leads on 2 occasions, Don. Game 2 in Edmonton. Saw the Oilers come back, and also in Game 6 here. I'm sure they will think about that. They do not win this series.
Charlie Huddy circling at center ice away from Quinn. He shoots it in. Vernon stops it back to the net. Hunter gets there. Hunter out front. Napier couldn't get a shot away. And as the puck slides to the crease, Vernon covers up again. What a series he has had.
He certainly has. Now it's the time when you really coach. You want to get the right matchups out there. Make sure you don't get caught. Always have a trailer up high. Boy, there's so many things that a player has to remember, and you don't want to get yourself into a panic situation. And all times you want to have your best players out on the ice in key situations.
Face-off to the right of Vernon. McTavish is out there with Hunter and Napier. Coffey and Huddy back in the blue line. Joel Otto in that face-off circle against McTavish. The two of them are going to be waved out. Now Napier will go in against Jim Poplinski. Back to the line. Coffey with a shot. It bounces off Mullen. Out into the neutral zone, and Charlie Huddy retreats. Over to Coffey. Coffey dumps it down the ice. Jim Poplinski back into his own zone, playing it off the boards. It's loose in the neutral zone. Mullen to Otto. Over to Suter. Suter is on his backhand and had difficulty controlling the puck. Now, Coffey dumping it up along the boards for Napier. He can't get out. Otto in the corner is bumped by Huddy. McTavish has it. McTavish throws it away, and Sheehy with a shot. Knocked down in front of the net. Huddy covers up. It was flipped towards the goal. Joe Mullen tried to get a stick on it, but Huddy covered up. A dangerous pass there by the Oilers.
Well, that's the last thing you want to do is fire that pass through the middle, but Charlie Huddy makes a tremendous defensive play. Watch the miscue. Keep an eye on Mullen, because he'll get it. Watch what Huddy does to Mullen. Now that's getting the guy out of the play and not having an opportunity at that loose puck. You know, as a coach, Don, you keep telling your players you have to use contact, you have to knock the player down, but so often we see players stick check and then you wonder why you face off at center ice. Huddy showed you the right way of doing it.
4:06 remains. 3-2. The Oilers lead the Flames. Back to the line. McInnes winding up. Blocking that shot was Randy Gregg. Another shot is deflected wide. It takes some courage to drop in front of a shot when a fellow who can let it go like McInnes winds up.
That's expected at playoff time, no doubt. And we've seen evidence of that by both teams.
Gregg back into his own zone for Krushelnyski. He's bumped by Lube in the center ice area. Jamie McCowan plays it off the boards into the Edmonton zone, fired right back down the ice. A battle directly in front of the bench. Gretzky digs it loose. Gretzky trying to move in. Backhand shot. Vernon the save. Gretzky again. Looking out front. Puck comes loose and it's picked up by Tonelli. He crosses with Lube. In across the line, Tonelli dumping it to the corner. Now Tonelli dodges a check from Coffey. Carries on back of the net. And he has it knocked away by Anderson. It goes to the other side. Gregg to Gretzky. He dumps it down the ice with 3 minutes remaining in the game. Suter is chased back into his own zone. Bumped there by Messier. Tikkanen comes in. He has the puck. He takes a shot. Oh, it laid right on the goal line. Oh, Tikkanen almost made it a 4-2 game. The Flames come back, led by Risebrow. Drop pass. McDonald a shot. Glove save by Grant Fuhr.
Boy, oh boy, what more could you say, eh, Doc? I'm telling you, from end to end, that was an excellent execution by the Calgary Flames. Using the drop pass from a center ice position. All Risebrough wanted to do is stop and let McDonald cut from his right wing position into center ice and snap that shot. But again, when Grant Fuhr is on his game and can see the puck, you know he's going to make the save.
2:39, the time left. A face-off to the left. Grant Fuhr.
You see the fans are trying to encourage the Flames here to get that tying goal. Go Flames go is their chance.
Messier and Otto were in the face-off circle. Now they are chased out of there, and McTavish will square off against Poplinski. Poplinski trying to get the draw back to the point. It goes into the corner, picked up by McTavish. McTavish moves up with Curry. He dumps it down in the corner. Poked away. Poplinski has it. Rinked wide to Mullen. Mullen overskated it. Brought in offside by Gretzky. The clock is ticked down to 2:22 left to play.
We'll be watching very closely for number one, the timeout that Bob Johnson will require. And then the removal of Vernon as the extra attacker. And Bob Johnson wants to have a face-off in the Edmonton zone. It doesn't matter if there's a minute and a half, minute and 45 seconds. He feels that when the face-off is in Edmonton zone, that's the time he's going to move Vernon for that extra attacker, because now you have everybody together from a face-off position, and he feels that's a lot better than changing the players on the fly.
From the face-off, Suter to Reinhardt. Reinhardt had it go off his stick. Kevin Lowe is back, working against McDonald. He's forced to the other side. Stanley there, bumped in against the boards by Gregg. Stanley gets his stick on it again, lays it around for Risebrow. He tried to center, that went off the stick, back into the corner. And now it's Krushelnyski moving out with Gretzky. Gretzky into the center ice area, takes his time, is bumped against the boards as the puck is knocked down by the Flames. At the line, Reinhardt keeps it in for McDonald. He tried to center it. Risebrow was tied up. Back comes Paul Toppy. Anderson and Gretzky with him. In across the line. As Anderson went behind his back. Gets the pass. Toppy and Gretzky went offside.
Now, that was a 3-on-2 for the Edmonton Oilers. Pretty good opportunity to get in there on a scoring opportunity. And this is just about the time when Bob Johnson wants to call a timeout.
Well, I'm quite sure that if the Flames get that puck down into the Oilers zone with 1:42 remaining, he will call that timeout and summons Mike Vernon from the net for the extra attacker. It worked once for the Flames in Game 2. They forced overtime, pulling the goaltender with Joe Mullen getting the tying goal. Unfortunately for Calgary, Edmonton won it in overtime. Here's Mark Messier. A shot, save, rebound, out front. They bang away at it, and Poplinski gets it. Now to Jamie McCowan. He shoots it out into the center ice area, too far for a Flame, and it's picked up by Charlie Huddy to Coffey. Stopped at the line and dumped back into the Edmonton zone with 1:11 remaining in the third period. Pass knocked down by Joel Otto. Otto trying to bring it in, broken up by Curry. Curry moving out. Across the line against McKinnon. He simply dumps it to the corner as the Oilers make a change. We're into the final minute. Still no opportunity to get Vernon out of there. Gretzky steals the puck. Tried to play it out front. Nobody there, and Joel Otto comes back. Otto working his way down to the line. Vernon heading for the bench. Here's Otto trying to cut for the net. Good play by Kevin Lowe, and the puck is dumped down the ice by the Oilers. It will not be an icing. Back after it is Suter with 35 seconds left. Suter flipping it up into the center ice area. Otto had to let it go or it would have been called icing. Fired back down the ice. Here's a chance for Krushelnyski. He's got an empty net. He scores!
Don, you'll have to agree, by the Edmonton Oilers, they were down 2 goals and they fought back. And Krushelnyski just ices it, puts the icing on the cake. Just a dump pass out of his own zone by Kevin Lowe. And in waltzes Krushelnyski, and there will be a Game 7. So do champions give up? Absolutely not. They fight right down to the final whistle. And the Oilers talked about that today. We will come up with our best performance, and have they ever. So Krushelnyski gets his 4th of the playoffs from Lowe and Gretzky.
At 1938, that means a 7th game in Edmonton at Northlands Coliseum on Wednesday night, and we'll have it for you on Hockey Night in Canada. Dumped deep into the Calgary zone, picked up off the boards by McTavish. A shot, he scores! With 11 seconds remaining, Craig McTavish rewarded for a lot of hard work tonight.
Boys, he ever. And, you know, Glenn Sather talked about McTavish, how when he was Boston, he just used to fool around and not really put a lot of effort in the game. Since he's come here, he has worked at every part of the game. He picks up that loose puck and fires a shot. But right now, there's just such an emotional letdown from the Calgary Flames. The game, when they had the 2-goal lead, looked like they were going to waltz on to victory. And with the Edmonton Oilers coming back, they have just snatched that victory away from them.
And Game 7 will take place at Northlands Coliseum, and that man, deservedly so, accepts the congratulations of his teammates. I think those 2 saves that Grant Fuhr made on the shorthanded attempt by Colin Patterson were definite turning points. The final score, Edmonton 5, Calgary 2. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage continues in a moment.
The Ford celebration of quality is on. Choose Canada's best-selling Ford Ranger or Bronco 2 and take advantage of the low finance rate available. Or join the celebration with a tough Ford F-Series full-size pickup. And save up to $2,185 when you purchase extra value packages available on selected 1986 models. The celebration of quality, now at participating Ford and Mercury dealers. Best built, best selling. Built Ford Tough.
Hey, Maurice, I'm getting gray, and you look great. Tell me the truth. Do you really use Grecian Formula 16?
The truth is, Jack, I've been using Grecian for many years, but no one knew until I did the commercial. You should try.
Okay, I will.
Grecian Formula 16, as easy to use as water. Looks natural, works so gradually, no one can tell.
Now you look great.
Grecian Formula 16, you just can't tell who's using it.
Another example of the Oilers' championship medal. They score 5 straight and tie the series to force a 7th game.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's Molson 3 stars as chosen by Eric Duhatschek of the Calgary Herald. First star from the Oilers, number 31, Grant Fuhr. Tonight's second star from the Flames, number 30, Mike Vernon. And tonight's third star from the Oilers, number 99, Wayne Gretzky.
Not much question about the 3 stars tonight, especially number 1. Howie Meeker mentioned to me he didn't think the Flames gave the Oilers a reprieve tonight. He thought that Grant Fuhr gave the Oilers a reprieve.
Yes, I totally agree. I said at the top of the show that the Flames had the Oilers on the hook twice and let them off. Grant Fuhr got them off the hook tonight. Plus, some of their superstars really did come to play and do everything that has to be done in a hockey game. Skate, check, back check, finish the check, score goals, make plays. They all did it.
And some of those superstars were the guys that heard criticism from Mr. Meeker after the last game.
Well, I've watched them play for years. I know what they can do. I know what they can do under pressure. And tonight they played like champions. And they still have to win another game. And that's going to be some game up in Edmonton in a couple of nights from now. And if it just compares to any one that we've had so far, it's going to be super entertainment.
Okay, thanks, Howie. Let's get the comments of Don and Gary.
Chris, they often say that the true mark of a champion is the ability to overcome adversity, and the Edmonton Oilers have taken the first step along that road, Gary.
Well, they certainly did, and we expected that, Don, and it has to be very disappointing for the Calgary Flames with an opportunity of winning it here right at home. So
a day off to prepare again. Bob Johnson going into his notes, his bag of tricks, and I can't say enough about the effort, the enthusiasm, the drive that both teams have exhibited. What better than to have a 7th game?
Oh, I don't know whether I can take a 7th game. It's been that exciting. Let's go back to Chris Cuthbert.
And still, neither team has won 2 games in a row in this series. We're looking forward to Game 7 live on CBC. This is Hockey Night in Canada.
Expo 86, Vancouver. Here's where we'll show the world the CN way of carrying things. Not just moving coal and grain, exports and imports, and the flood of information that today's society requires, but making a way for all of us in a hard, competing world. Carrying things into the future. CN at Expo 86.
If you were your car and you needed a new muffler, you wouldn't go just anywhere. You'd go to Speedy. Speedy gives you a free estimate so you can relax. You get expert work and the Speedy guarantee. Try finding a better deal. For big cars, small cars, whatever car you are. For a great price, call Speedy. At Speedy, you're not just another car. You're a somebody.
Been waiting long?
Just a couple of minutes. What did you think of that investment proposal?
I think we should go with these people. I like their attitude, and we're bound to do better than leaving our money in savings.
And the broker?
He seems really competent, easy to talk to. And what I liked most, he took the time to explain things. I'd say he's first rate.
I'm not surprised.
What do you mean?
You never would settle for second best.
Richardson Greenshields, investment advisors to Canadian Enterprise and enterprising Canadians.
5-2 the final score as the Oilers win game number 6, and the number 1 star was Grant Fuhr, who made 36 saves. That one off of Colin Patterson might have been the biggest of the game with the score tied at 2, and later he would rob Jim Poplinski as Fuhr was the dominant man of game number 6 tonight at the Olympic Saddledome. He is known as a playoff goaltender. Why are you so good in the playoffs? Is it the control of your nerves? Is it the adrenaline you get going, or any explanation for it?
I think it's just more fun. I mean, you're playing for your lives, and so I think we just go out and have fun this way.
The Oilers were playing for their lives tonight, particularly when the score was 2-0. Can you sum up the feelings that you had and the team might have had when you were down by 2?
We got down 2. We just figured we'd better dig deep because, I mean, it makes for an early summer if we lose tonight. So we went out and played the best game we've played.
The other guy, Mike Vernon, had another good game tonight. You two had a great playoff battle in junior like this. Do you remember it well? Do you guys talk about that at all?
We haven't talked about it, but we do remember it. We were down 3-1 when we came into Calgary and stole 2 out of here and went back and won a 7th game at home. So hopefully we can go back, steal a 7th game out of Edmonton now.
Peter Pocklington talked to the team again yesterday at practice. How much influence at this point can he have on the series?
He just gave us a bit of an inspirational speech, and the guys took it to heart, went out and played well tonight.
Can you look ahead to Game 7 for us? What can we expect?
We're going to have to go play the same kind of game we did tonight, play well on our own end, and I think that'll make the big difference.
And the Oilers can almost bank on good goaltending in Game 7. Congratulations again, Grant Fuhr.
Thank you.
Grant Fuhr of the Oilers, 36 saves tonight in the game's first star. The Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC continue in a moment.